Happy morning and a gracious welcome to everyone. Let us start today with a small story. A frog decided to reach the top of a tree. All frogs shouted and said that it is impossible. You cannot do it. But still, the frog reached the top. You know how? It was just because the frog could not hear anything, and he thought that everyone was encouraging him to reach the top. Positively, the moral of the story is that support and encouragement can work wonders. Positive thoughts generate positive feelings and attract positive life experiences. Anna Centenary Library, the treasure trove of knowledge, is helping the aspirants to prepare for the competitive examinations by providing guidance and awareness in the form of orientation program. It is the platform through which the achievers guide the aspirants through their insights and experience. We have all gathered here for the 12th session. Today, we have with us none other than the Tamil Nadu state topper who cracked the civil service examination in his very first attempt, Mr. Pratap Murugan. On behalf of Anna Centenary Library, we welcome you, sir. Now, the librarian of Anna Centenary Library, Ms. Uma Maheshwari, will speak to you all about our chief guest.
Thank you, Reena. Good morning to everybody. Let us glance through the profile of Mr. Pratap Murugan. Hailing from Vadirayaruppu, near Srivilliputtur in Virudhunagar district, he did his schooling in TVS Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Madurai. He a chemical engineering graduate from Anna University, a lyricist who has accolades under his belt, including a lyrical engineering project for which he worked with lyricist Madan Karke, the state topper from Tamil Nadu, with an All India rank of 21 in the civil service examination in 2016. On behalf of Anna Centenary Library, we welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Uma. Now, I request Mr. Pratap Murugan to speak to our aspirants.
And it's very my pleasure in being here. And anybody not comfortable with Tamil here? Okay, there is one. Okay. I'll try to talk in English only, but some things I have to talk in Tamil so that I'll get a connect with the people. Okay. First, when I'm called for this function, I was very, very happy because this is the place that my preparation was started. Centenary, this library was like, this is the birthplace of my civil service preparation. I studied in Anna University from 11 to 15. I'm a 15 batch passed out. So that time, my hostel is just next to this library. So daily afternoon, I used to come here. I used to sit in this competitive section and also in the newspaper section, which is above. And so, idha enoda starting, and like all the best for people who are here also. So this is probably take this as a very lucky place so that you can also crack it. And I'm very happy that now the library has become very dynamic with the preparation for aspirants, and I wish the entire team of people who are working behind it. And also we have got a very dynamic secretary, sir, so who is doing all kind of good works. And that way, like, to introduce me, I am Pratap. I did my chemical engineering at Anna University. So rather, like, I need not want this session to be very monotonous. Rather, I can just talk for 5-10 minutes. Then you can all have questions that you can ask me, because I should not say what I want. I should say what you want, because you guys are going to write the examination, and probably what I say may not suit you for all the things, but you should ask me what are the things needed and get the things from me, and try to apply it in your preparation, whether it is suitable or not. Because in the UPSC preparation, there is no single way of cracking it. You can ask any toppers, each one will say one method of preparation. It is not like everybody has a set of things to do, and if you do all these things, you are surely going to crack this examination. What suited me may not suit him, what will suit him may not suit the other person. So it depends on individual to individual. But one very thing the UPSC preparation when you have is the consistency. The consistency is very, very important in your UPSC preparation, because this examination process itself will go for an year. So starting from prelims to interview, it go for an year. And before that, at least you need 1 year to study. So minimum time to crack this examination is 2 years. So in that 2 years, be very consistent. And if you are studying for 8 hours a day, probably that will be good. So that you should, when you like first day you'd start, like we all have that habit that first few days we start our preparation with full-fledged thing. So 8 hours, 10 hours and all we used to study. Then slowly it goes. And then finally you should like, but your thing should be when you're starting with 8 hours a day, till you find your name in the list. And it is not only the name in the list, you should be in the top 100 to get the coveted IAS. So till you see your name in the top 100, you should have that level of consistency. That is one thing every aspirants have. Because this is not an exam that we can clear it through a mere luck. I don't know, that luck is very small factor which is present, but still you need a kind of hard work that is very, very important. And one kind of hard work is be consistent. Like I know people who study for 15-16 hours a day and then they leave it for 4-5 days. There is no point. There is no point of preparing like that. You can study for 7-8 hours a day, that's enough. And that is more than sufficient to crack the examination in the very first attempt also. Okay? Then that is one thing. And the second thing is do a kind of smart work. When you see the syllabus, have anyone attempted UPSC before? Okay, very few. Others are college student here? Okay. You're from Anna University? Mostly. Okay, I know. So this, the second thing is the smart work, which is very, very essential. Like you have to know what UPSC is asking. Because when you see the syllabus of both prelims and mains, the syllabus is that vast that I bet nobody can complete the syllabus fully. If you go and ask anybody, even AR1, if you go and ask, she will probably say that she didn't complete the syllabus. Because this prelims though it's okay, but mains, when you see the syllabus, it is impossible to complete the syllabus. And this UPSC is often regarded as unpredictable public service commission. Okay, so this unpredictability and uncertainty is a part of our preparation. Okay, and we don't know, like you can easily identify a civil service aspirant from a group of people. His way of thing will be different and everything. This examination it has a lot of uncertainty. 0.2% of the people who are writing get selected. 0.2%. You think of the kind of it's happening. And so you cannot eliminate this uncertainty, but you can minimize this uncertainty. Whoever minimize the uncertainty to a maximum level gets selected in the examination. And this level of reducing the uncertainty comes only through a smart work. The smart work which I say is, don't study everything. Like the problem with our people is, like during an initial stage of preparation, if we take history, we'll study one book, we'll study NCERT, and then some senior will say that one question came from this book. So we'll start that book also. And one more senior say this time 2-3 questions came from this book, and we study that. And finally we end up in nothing. You cannot revise those books again. You cannot study 4-5 books for only modern Indian history. That's impossible. And even if you study, you cannot revise. You will not have any time to revise in the examination. So, and what is the thing, like if no question is asked the next year in that book? It is waste of time. So only way I say is keep your source very, very minimum. That is very important. For any subject you take, if you're taking history, NCRTs is must. The CBSE school books, NCRTs is must. And apart from that, have any one standard book for your reference. So you should have only two books. One is the NCRT and another is the standard book. And the standard book, select a standard book which covers at least 60 to 70% of the syllabus, because no book can guarantee you 100% of syllabus coverage of UPSC. Because UPSC syllabus is not coverable. Anything under the sky is the portion in the UPSC. So take a book which covers 60 to 70 or 80% of the syllabus. And marks also, if you see, nobody is getting above 55%. And this year the first mark was 55.1%. AR1 got 55.1 something. So you can see the level of nobody can prepare fully. If somebody have prepared fully, she must have got 90%, 95%. But that is not the case in UPSC. So you have to do what UPSC like. So the first way is keep your source very minimum, and revision is the second key. Revision, like you have to revise as much as time as possible. Like probably if you are going in the first attempt, you should have at least revised the book 5-6 times, every book. Because this is not the examination only we are going to write. Like I wrote the first time last year. I'm not competing with only my peers. My peers may be one who prepared for 5 years, who may prepared for 6 years, and there are people who prepared for 10 years also. So I'm competing with them, and UPSC does not give a reservation like this guy wrote first attempt, so let him get something. It's not the case. It's a whole examination, and the person who taught me writes with me. I like that kind of things. So that is, so you guys have to, like, if you are going for the first attempt, like start revising as much time, like 5-6 times. 5 times is the minimum that I'm saying. You believe me, in the final examination we have a lot of tensions, and in that tension we try to forget the things even that we know. Okay, so this only way of reducing that kind of uncertainty or this tension is you study it properly. You revise it as much as time as you can. That is the second thing I would say. And the third thing which is very important is you try to see the previous year papers and get to know what UPSC actually wants. Okay, probably you can, for prelims you can probably buy a question bank and see that if you are going to study, for example, modern India, you try to see how UPSC has evolved and how the questions are being asked. Generally, modern India, if you start seeing, then you will, after when you see this 20 years, 15-20 years question papers, you would know that UPSC focuses more on the national movement part, like independent part, like from 1909 to 1947 they focus more. But if you don't see and start studying, our modern India starts from 1750s and it goes on till 1947. So first, initially what we do, we study first 3-4 chapters very thoroughly. We take even more than an hour for a single page. That's, we have that tendency that we have to study it properly. And that is, though, okay, you'll go. And probably when you reach this 20th century, means 1909, 1910 and all, it will be around 10 days. And then you'd say that, like, I want to finish this portion properly, finish this portion quickly. So we try to skim it up. But the real questions are asked from that part. Okay, so this is a way. So you have to know the mood of the UPSC. And I must say that this year modern India has asked 10 questions. Next year also 10 questions cannot be expected. But you can gauge a mood of UPSC, that UPSC asks something related to that, something this. So that is one, the next thing that I have to say. And the other thing which UPSC is, like, there are 4 important subjects which UPSC focus mostly on prelims. So first we'll talk on prelims, then we'll subsequently go. The first thing that UPSC focus is 4 subjects, like prelims have more than 7-8 subjects, but UPSC focus mostly on the 4 subjects, And then the 4 subject, more than 60 questions are coming only from that portions, from that 4 subject. And probably you know that the cutoff will be around 120. Maximum it's 115. Last year it went to the maximum because the paper was easy last time. And this year, no, the paper was very tough, so it will be very less. Thank God I didn't write this time. The paper was really tough. But last year though very easy. The question was so, but last year also it went only till 116 out of 200. And don't have the aim of topping the prelims. Okay, and we have this thing like we started preparation, and for the whole year we prepare only for prelims, and subsequently we clear the prelims, and when we go to the next mains, we are nil. And mains is the real key. Prelims, see, if the cutoff is 110, if you are getting 110.33, you are writing the mains. And if you are getting 199 also, you'll be writing the mains. So there is no difference. So you have to top the mains. So your preparation should be mostly focused on mains, which should be added by prelims. I'm not saying don't study prelims, but your main focus should be on the mains examination because it is having the weightage of 1750. That is the key, and optional carries the key. 500 marks, that optional carries the key. So you have to do the smart work. And I know a lot of people who are very, very good, but still they study only prelims, and when they come to mains, they are nil. They have never completed their optional before prelims. They didn't start any answer writing practice before the prelims. And they didn't complete any subjects which is exclusively for mains. They have done the subjects which are overlapping with prelims and mains. For example, in history, modern India will be overlapping. That they must have completed. Ancient India, it's okay. But the real thing is that world history. That world history, they never, that's not a part of prelims, but it's a part of mains. In world history, the questions are asked very easily. But world history is little vast portion. So people tend to lose in world history. And world history, since it's a very vast portion, UPSC always asks an easy question. 2-3 questions they'll ask very easily. But 2016 it was a tough question. Only one question was asked. But mostly for the past 4-5 years it was very easy. So that people tend to lose. And the society part, which is exclusively for mains, that people tend to lose. And then in the economics part, we have the factual related economics for prelims. But in mains, it is morely focused on the opinion based, where the economic survey plays a lot of importance. So we don't read that also. So and ethics though is very, very scoring. You can score more than 120, 110, it's very easily in ethics, whereas that is not possible in other JS paper. So this is a smart work, and you should not see that I want to score everything above 110, 110. In second paper, whatever you do, UPSC will not give you marks. All toppers will get in double digit only. In that subject, you should not that I'm going to get more marks in that. UPSC is not giving, then how come we'll get the marks? And rather, if your focus was on ethics and essay, yes, the essay they give still 150, 160. Okay, there lies the smart work. You like do the thing which UPSC awards. There is a cost-benefit relationship. For the work you do, the output should be maximum. So these are the things that I want to emphasize. Rather my speech I'll complete, like I'll done, like, but you can ask any number of questions. I can ask any question. Like you probably want to know something from me, the strategy, everything. So you can ask the question. I'll give anything. Or we'll talk, because I don't want this session to be very monotonous, so that because it's Sunday, and I also like, you ask anything, because நான் பேசுறதுல ஒண்ணுமே இல்லை. நான் பேசி என்ன போகுது, நீங்கள் எழுத போகிறவங்க நீங்கள் கேட்டால் தான் I can guide you. Prelims, book list நான் சொல்லணுமா இல்லை if you want me to say the book list? Source. Okay, I'll quickly come through my book list. இதெல்லாம் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. இதில் உங்களுக்கு என்னென்ன புக்லாம் பிடிக்குதோ அதெல்லாம் படிச்சுக்கோங்க. லைக் இதெல்லாம் தான் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தி பீப்புள் தே டூ. அண்ட் மை புக் வில் பி வெரி மினிமம் சோர்ஸ் ஆல்சோ. நான் ரொம்பலாம் படித்ததில்லை. ஸோ இட் வில் பி வெரி, வெரி மினிமம் சோர்ஸ். ஸோ ப்ராப்ளி யூ கேன் டேக் இட். அண்ட் இஃப் that suits you, you can take. So first for the 4 subjects I was saying, na, the 4 subjects which is very important for prelims is, one is environment. Why environment is very important, and I'm very sure that where in other subjects UPSC may reduce the weightage, but environment they will not reduce the weightage, because as you know, there's a combined prelims for both civil service and forest service. So there is this logic is, they have to test a forest service candidate, they have to ask an environment or an agriculture question. So they cannot reduce the environment weightage. So environment weightage can never be reduced less than 20 questions, which translates to 40 marks. Okay, so the environment is the first thing. And the environment, for that, first you start with an NCERT. There is a 12th biology. In that, read only the last 4 chapters. The first part is full biology, don't read that. Only the last 4 chapters that deals with environment. So that 4 chapters you can revise. So that will give you the basics of what the environment is, that they think. And then go for any academy books, but I'll probably say that the Shankar IAS Academy book of environment is very precise. So better you can go for that. That is very, very good. It will be very precise. That you can do. So, and also all the subjects you couple it with current affairs, because in books it will be only the static part, but UPSC now focus more on the current affairs, because they want to create a level playing field between the people. You cannot compete with the one static part with the one who revised the books for more than 50 times and you are starting the first time. So UPSC don't want to create that inequality. They want to create equal. So current affairs, everybody will be normal, because that's a current year happening. So everybody would have studied only once. So this is the first environment. And then the second subject which UPSC focus is polity. This year the polity 25 questions it came. 20 to 25 questions it came. And the polity, you can start with, there is a 11th class book which is Constitution at Work. You can start with that book. That will give you the basics of what is judiciary, what is executive, what is legislature. So those things will be there. And then after that you can see this Indian Polity by Lakshmikant. And study that book properly, because that book is little bulky and it has lot of facts. So you have to know the facts. And now if you see the trend, UPSC knows that Lakshmikant is, everybody studies Lakshmikant. So UPSC is also knowing that whatever enna kettaal eludiraanga Lakshmikantla. So now UPSC focus on the governance part. Okay, so when what we think is this, when we study the Lakshmikant, the entire polity part for this prelims is over. But if you see the syllabus paper, it is actually polity, governance, public policy and rights issue. So this is the syllabus that is given. So this only this polity is being covered by Lakshmikant. Okay. So now UPSC, what they are doing is, they are focusing more on the governance part. This year they asked more on this, many policies they asked. They asked some Binami Transaction Act. They asked some this Vidyanjali scheme. So those things are being asked. So better you keep a good tab on the current affairs of what are the policies being released this year. And last year also, every year some 4-5 schemes will come. Last year, Rashtriya Garima Abhiyan, what is that? What is a Swayam portal? Today they are launching the Swayam portal online. So that was asked last to 2016. So every year 4-5 schemes is always asked, and it comes under the governance question. Okay, and also this year there was like which forms the philosophy in the minds of the constitution makers, and those questions. And in an equality in society implies without, like those are the governance related questions. So only reading the Lakshmikant will not suffice. So you have a good tab on the current affairs, and if possible, I would say, like there is a book by Lakshmikant called Governance in India. Okay, that book, please don't read it fully. That is public administration optional book, but don't read it fully. Rather, you can selectively take the chapters which is very needed. That only you can read that. Don't read that book fully. And also I'm saying, read that book only when you finished all your standard books. there's an additional part which why I'm saying is that you should not leave anything. Okay, that is why I'm saying. So this is the second one, and the third subject is modern India. And every year 7 to 8 questions probably comes from modern India. So this modern India, there is 12th NCRT old. For this alone, refer the old one. And sometimes I'm hearing from the people that the old NCRT has been stopped in some places. So you probably, if you are not getting a book of NCRT old, the Xerox is always available in the shop. You can probably get it. And the book is written by Bipin Chandra. And it is not the big blue book written by Bipin Chandra. It's an NCRT written by Bipin Chandra. Okay, don't confuse between. So that is one. And for the standard book, you can probably refer Spectrum's Modern India. Okay, people goes with this India Struggle for Independence by Bipin Chandra, but that book, the problem is it is more a kind of story. It's a kind of happenings, so that for examination point of view, that will not be that much. But the Spectrum book is really good. Okay, the Spectrum's Modern India is really good. It covers a lot of facts, and for the past 5 years, every questions can be attended by Spectrum book, and it will be very good for your mains also. You can write, because they have this factual also, they have this analytical part also, so that you can cover. And that's all for modern India. And the fourth subject which I wanted to say is economics. And economy is gaining lot of prominence these years. And you know, by last year, 45 questions out of 100 questions were only economics. 45 questions, which means 90 marks. And you think of somebody who studied every subject but not economics. So it's happened. So don't leave any subject in UPSC. At least you have something to study. And people used to leave modern India. They never study modern India. And last year 8 to 10 questions was asked. And those questions were very easy, but nobody attended. And that gave edge for people. So don't leave any subject. That is one advice I used to say. Please don't leave any subject. You need not study every subject with 100%. At least study something which are very important. If you don't have time to study modern India, probably what you can do is, you can see the question paper of medieval India. You can probably take the question paper of medieval India for the previous years, and you see which area they're focusing. And UPSC focus only on the cultural related part. They'll not focus on when Akbar ascended the throne, when Aurangzeb came to the power. Those things, then when this battle was fought. They'll ask cultural related. This lotus temple, what are the types of temple architecture, and those things UPSC focus. So that alone, if you don't have time to study these parts which are in modern medieval India, the ancient India, better focus only on the culture part. Okay. So the fourth subject is economics. And for economics, what I would prefer is, there is 2 NCRTs. 11th NCRT, which is Indian Economic Development. That is one NCRT. And the 12th NCRT, which is called Introductory Macroeconomics. And 12th has two books, which is one has micro also. Don't study that micro, only macro. Micro is not in our syllabus. Okay, Introductory Macroeconomics, that's a very small book. That book actually gives you what are the economic terms, like what is GDP, what is GNP, the difference between them, and what is a fiscal deficit, what is a revenue deficit, and how the forex is measured, and those things they have. So that will be that book, and most of the questions are asked from that book. And that book should be coupled with any one standard book. And what I studied was, there is Sri Ram's IAS study material, which will be very, very good. Sri Ram's IAS in Delhi. So that academy, it's available online also. You can better buy that, because why I'm saying that is very good concised material. Though I was not part of that institution, but still people in Delhi, they study only that book. So that is precise for both prelims and mains also. You can get from online. So that book, or if you have friends in Delhi, you ask them to buy from the market and send it to you. Okay, that book's too good. Or you can refer this Indian Economy by Ramesh Singh. But what I prefer is that Rameshing is very bulky and some of the syllabus is not for the UPSC point of view. And a lot of stories are there. I don't think that book will suffice. And people study this Shankar Ganesh also, Indian Economy by Shankar Ganesh, but that is very small, I say. Very small. It may not be sufficient. But the book is good, but it may not be that sufficient. And it's your choice to take whichever book you want. So that is up to you. And the main part of economics is current affairs. So couple this with current affairs. That is something comes in paper, like this year, if today you are getting a news, the forex reserve of India is surging to $360 billion. UPSC focus on what this forex is about. They'll not ask what is the forex reserve value of India in 2016 or 17. What they ask is, what is that forex? Who is the custodian of forex? And who is actually, what are the ingredients of that forex? So how the inflation affects forex, that's an interdiscipline. This forex is a different topic, inflation is a different topic. But UPSC asks some statements that rise in inflation affects the forex. And this has something to do with the devaluation, those things. And why China is reducing they are reducing their money value to increase the forex. So these are the interconnections that UPSC has. So economics in UPSC is more of a conceptual related. It's not facts. You have to have a clear understanding of how inflation affects forex, how this devaluation is affecting the forex, how this depreciation is affecting the forex. So these are the things that is very, very important. So in economics, other subjects it's okay, but in economics, the conceptual clarity is very, very important. Okay. So these are the 4 subjects, and the rest of the subjects I'll say like geography. Geography, there is 11th and 12th NCERT, 2 books each. 11th NCERT is fundamentals of physical geography, and also this Indian geography. These are 2 books in 11th. And in 12th, what you have is human geography and also Indian people and economy. So these are 4 books. These 4 books will suffice. And apart from that, there is a small book which is called Certificate Physical Geography by G.C. Leong. Okay, Certificate Physical Geography by G.C. Leong. And don't think it as a foreign author book. And we have this aversion towards this foreign author book right from college. So it's not a foreign author book. It's a 10th standard or 12th standard school book for the ICSE syllabus. Okay, ICSE guys, they read it. So it's very easy. That book is very, very easy. And this is for geography. But one very, very important thing is in geography is map reading. So get an atlas if you are not having it today itself. And this, if you are coming to this UPSC preparation, daily have this habit of reading map for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Like brushing, bathing, you start reading map for 10 minutes. Because you should not take this map reading as a separate subject and study. And one day if you see every map, it will be confusing for you. Better if you can take today, you can take Tamil Nadu. One state I'll take, Tamil Nadu, and see that what are the rivers that is flowing in Tamil Nadu. And you need not say that this river is this much kilometer and it starts here and it ends here. This and all UPSC never asks. Source of the river and this and all UPSC never asks. What UPSC asks is, this tributaries they may ask. Which is the right hand and left hand tributaries of this rivers, and whether this is a west flowing river or an east flowing river. Those things that UPSC has. And also then, if you take one state today, so probably you can take 2-3 days for Tamil Nadu. So one day you can cover this rivers, tributaries, and some cities, the locations of cities. And some days you can see what are the sanctuaries present in Tamil Nadu, national parks that are present in Tamil Nadu, that you can see. And then other day you can see this, that day also you can see what are the endangered species, which is very unique to Tamil Nadu, because Western Ghats have a lot of endemic and endangered species. So you can probably say that this line-tailed macaque, that thing, and then there is one called grizzled squirrel, which is only present in Tamil Nadu. And then you have this rat, I don't know what's that rat. So what is that? I forgot that name and all. That is very exclusive only to Tamil Nadu. It's only present in Eastern Ghats. So then Malabar civet and those things. So these are the things. So every day, if you take 2-3 days for a state, probably you are studying for 1 year. You think of how much knowledge you will gain, and you need not memorize everybody. You can memorize in everything. You can eliminate it. This national park, okay. So think of one day if you are sitting and studying all the national parks from all the states. What will happen? நார்த் இந்தியாவில் எல்லாமே ஹிந்தி பேர்லேயே இருக்கும், எல்லாம் ஒரே மாதிரி இருக்கும். அண்ட் மகாத்மா காந்தி நேஷனல் பார்க் இஸ் இன் 5 states. Even in Andaman is there, it's in Maharashtra, it's there, it's in Uttar Pradesh, it's there, in Gujarat is there, and in Northeast also is there. So you have to know something, like if you study, if you divide it, it will be very easy for you. So have this map reading is because every year map question is asked, and map question is not very random. They'll not ask something. In India map, you see this national parks and those things reversed properly. But in world map, you need not study everything in detail. Probably you can take continent wise, where you can have the physical features, like what are the hills present, what are the major mountains, major plateaus, major bays, those are present there. So that thing you can see. They are standing, let them take the chair and sit. Chair at the So that you can do, this map reading. This is for world, and because a lot of map questions are asked, and map questions are also current affair based. If some places, see, this West Asia is always in news for something or the other. Every time West Asia news, and West Asia they ask a question for sure. Last year they asked something about this. Which of the following does not open into sea? Which is a landlocked country? They asked. 2013 they asked. 14 they asked, and the answer is Jordan. And this is the benefit of studying this map reading. What I say is this previous year papers. The question was asked like among the following countries which is a landlocked, and the answer is Jordan. Jordan is a landlocked thing. And this year 2017 prelims, they asked which of the following countries border Mediterranean Sea, and there was a option Jordan. So if you have eliminated Jordan, because you need not know Jordan borders or not, but Jordan is a landlocked country. If you have studied that year's question paper, 14th paper, Jordan is a landlocked country, and if you have eliminated Jordan, 3 options have gone, only 1 was remaining. So you can easily mark that. And 2-3 questions, they repeat the exact questions, and last in 15 there was a question, and the exact question, not even changing that option, they asked it again. And in 2015 there was one more question, that exactly in economics they asked the same question again in 2016. And what is the benefit of this previous year paper is, like in static part, UPSC is conducting the examination for 30-40 years, and everything is over. Everything is over. So what they do is they just change the option, or they ask the option in question in option. So only these things they can do. This is a smart work, because they cannot ask anything more. ஹிஸ்ட்ரியில் இவ்வளோ தான் நடந்திருக்குன்னா இவ்வளோ தான் நடந்திருக்கும், அதுக்கு மேலே நம்மளை ஹிஸ்ட்ரி கிரியேட் பண்ணிலாம் கேட்க முடியாது. ஸோ அதுதான் அவங்க திருப்பி கேட்டாகணும். மாண்டெக்கு செம்ஸ்ஃபோர்ட் ரிஃபார்ம்ஸ்னால் என்னங்கிறது ஒரு 10 தடவை கேட்டான். They'll ask something, 1909, what this 1919 reforms is called. Sometimes they'll ask it's Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. And last year the question was, Montagu-Chelmsford is a social reform, constitutional reform, like that the question was asked. And some year what they do is, who is Montagu and Chelmsford? Is Montagu secretary, Chelmsford viceroy, or the vice versa? They ask something. So they எப்படியாவது சுத்தி question இருக்கும். And they ask something about Satyagraha always. ஸோ இதுதான் ப்ரீவியஸ் இயர் பேப்பரோட மிகப்பெரிய அட்வான்டேஜ். அண்ட் திஸ் கம்மிங் டு திஸ் மேப் ரீடிங். ஸோ மேப் ரீடிங் இஸ் have a good tab on current affairs. Some place in news always have that thing, study that places properly, because this West Asia is very small and countries are very closely located. You have to see it properly. 2 years before, they asked 4 capitals of a country and asked them to arrange in north to south. Sorry, south to north. This was a question. And then last year they asked something like in this South Asia, because there was a flight that MH370 which has gone into sea. Until now it's not recovered. And they asked 4 cities and asked them to arrange from south to north. And everybody was saying what UPSC is crab or what, they are asking everything and anything. But that is not, what's the real rationale of that question is, the 4 cities were port cities, and that 4 cities located on the Gulf where the MH370 went into the sea. And everybody was studying MH370, what is that black box number, what that black box engine is made of, which company manufactured this. Are we writing an IES examination where the engineering thing is being focused? அது படித்தாலும் நம்மளுக்கு புரிய போகிறதில்ல. நான் படித்த இன்ஜினியரிங் எப்படின்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். ஸோ this is, I know most probably we have this Anna University engineering is like that only. Okay. So like we don't study. Engineering is good, but what we are doing is we are not studying properly. That's the thing. Then this year there was a question, if you start from Kohima to Kottayam, how many minimum number of states do you cover? This is a very basic question. இதுக்கு நீங்கள் மேப் அந்த பார்டர்லாம் தெரிஞ்சால் தான் எழுத முடியும். And minimum number of states you have to cover. Don't cover everything. You can come to Kottayam by covering 15 states also. So that is very important. So every year, that last year there was this Aleppo, which is a city in Syria, which was actually in news. They asked what it is. So these are the map questions, which is very important. So map reading is, please do that map reading properly. Okay, this is for geography. And the other subject is, what else? Ancient India. Ancient India, there is this 11th NCRT, that is also old, which is written by R.S. Sharma. Okay, that is very important. So that is also old NCRT, so you can probably cover it, so that you can. And for medieval India, what you can do is, there is 11th of 2 NCRTs. One is for medieval ancient India and one is for medieval India, which is written by Satish Chandra. That is also old NCRT, so please refer it. And nowadays there is a trend that all over India, even I was in Delhi, people used to study this Tamil Nadu Textbook Corporation book. I don't know why, but they say that Tamil Nadu Textbook Corporation book is too good for history. Okay, so and that book is very small. நம்மளுக்கு இந்த தமிழ் புக்லாம் எப்படி இருக்கும், ஒரு சின்ன சைஸ் தானே இருக்கும், பட் இட் கவர்ஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன். நான் திருப்பி அந்த புக்கையும் படித்தேன். இட்ஸ் வெரி வெரி குட். Okay, if you don't have time in reading that book, big NCRTs, you can probably go with this Tamil Nadu Textbook Corporation's modern. And you அங்கே டெல்லியில் வந்து இட்ஸ் கிரேட் டிமாண்ட். புக்கு கிடைக்காது, ஸோ ஜெராக்ஸ் ஒன்லி தே லேவ். ஓகே, தட் காஸ்ட் அரௌண்ட் 300, 200. டே இங்கே 50 ரூபாய்க்கு தானே அந்த புக்கு வாங்கணும். So that is one thing. And then culture. Culture is, sometimes UPSC is asking a lot of questions in culture. I don't know. In 2014 it was 14 questions they asked. And before that, culture no subject yarum separate ah padichade kedayadu. But in 2014 suddenly they asked 14 questions. Bharatanatyam endha state oda dance, Kathakali endha state oda dance, Garba nu or dance irukke adu enga irundhu vanduchu. So these are the things they asked. Okay, so idu UPSC, this culture, for that there is a 11th book which is Introduction to Fine Arts. It's a very small book that covers good insights on culture, like what is a culture is. It starts from this Harappan civilization. Harappala and the seals and dancing girl and the urla irunduchu, and what is a last wax technique which is called. So how they this is a technique by which they manufactured this steel and copper sculptures and all. So that they do. So it started like that. Then Mauryas la eppadi maarichu, then Mughals la eppadi irunduchu. Mughals la there are different kinds of style, charbagh style of building, and Petra Dura, which is a flory things which you use. So in the technical terms la irukum. Arab skew writing na enna, Bostrophedan onu irukku. It's writing from left to right and right to left to right. So this alternative thing. So in the terms la you cover from that book. They may ask something. The Petra Dura, the term which is in ancient India refers to, இப்படிலாம் கேட்பாங்க. ஸோ இந்த புக் பார்த்துக்கோங்க. இன்னொரு புக் இருக்குது. there is a book called Indian Art and Culture, written by Nitin Singhania, who is a 2009 batch IAS officer. So he wrote this book, and that book is too good. that book you can see. Probably that's a very bulky book. நீங்கள் மற்றதெல்லாம் முடிச்சுட்டு போக நான் அந்த கவர்னன்ஸ் இன் இந்தியா சொன்ன மாதிரி தான். If you are done with everything, you study this book also. But please make sure that you study something in that book also. That is also because sometimes எதா கேட்டாங்கன்னா you cannot avoid. So I'm saying that. So any subject is left out.
நியூஸ் பேப்பர் படிக்கிறதுல வந்து மேக்ஸிமம் டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்குது. அட்லீஸ்ட் 4 hours to 5 hours. அது கொஞ்சம் மினிமைஸ் பண்ணி எப்படி படிக்கலாம். சப்போஸ் சம் வெப்சைட்ஸ் ஆர் தேர், அவங்களே வந்து கிறிஸ்பியாக கொடுத்துருவாங்க. அது ஃபாலோ பண்ணலாமா? அந்த மாதிரி நியூஸ் பேப்பர் வந்து எப்படி படிக்கணும் அதுக்கு ஒரு
ஓகே ஓகே திஸ் இஸ் த ப்ராப்ளம் வித் பீப்புள். ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறப்போ இதான் பிரச்சனை. ஒன் கை வாஸ் டெல்லிங் மீ, அண்ணா நான் ஃபஸ்ட் அன்னைக்கு பேப்பர் படிக்கிறதுக்குள்ளே அடுத்த நாள் காலையில் பேப்பர் வந்துருதுண்ணா. என்னடா சொல்கிற, அப்படி என்னடா படிக்கிறேன்னா இல்லை தெரில, எதை படிக்கிறதுனே தெரில. இட்ஸ் லைக் அந்த எடிட்டோரியல் பேஜ் 2 படிக்கிறதுக்குள்ளே லஞ்ச் ஆயிடுது. லைக் ஸோ ஃபஸ்ட்டு நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறப்போ அப்படி தான் இருக்கும். மேக்ஸிமம் 4-5 hours, மினிமம் 4 hours அது ஆகும் பேப்பர் படிக்கிறதுக்கு ஃபஸ்ட்டு. பட் தட் கேனாட் பி அவாய்டட் நம்ம. ஸோ அதனால் ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் சொல்கிறது என்னென்னா, டேக் தட் 2 editorial pages first reading, because that is very very important. அது வந்து only for not getting knowledge. It's not only in the knowledge point of view. That 2 pages, what is it? Suppose you take an opinion, that every opinion deals with only one topic. For example, say triple talaq. On the triple talaq this editorial is being done. So what you are knowing is you actually get the points, what this triple talaq is about and what is the problem in that and all you will be knowing. Apart from that, it very helps in your answer writing in mains. This improvisation of answer writing comes only through this editorials, because the guy who is writing, the person who may be writing, and we are actually reading it. And the same thing in UPSC also, you are writing and I may be the examiner, I am correcting it. You and some editorials will be good that even our opinions will change after reading that editorials. And you'll be knowing that art of writing, how to convince a people, like how to start a issue. If an issue is being given to you, how to start an issue and what are the points to be put in that, for or against. You'll be writing either for or against triple talaq. So if you are writing for, you have to know what are the points to put to convince them, and you have to end with a proper conclusion. And this concluding is very very important, because I am correcting your paper, and while putting the marks, the last word which will be in mind is your conclusion. The last word, like okay, like if your conclusion is very good, okay, he's right, like he's very balanced, his conclusion says everything, so let him give marks. So ஒரு 4 mark போட வேண்டிய இடத்துல they'll give extra 1 mark. An extra 1 mark is that good. Okay, 1 mark na எப்படியோ போகும். Like this year in my result, 7 people got the same marks. From 15th rank to 22nd rank, we got the same mark. And we have been allotted by age and the Tamil marks, this qualifying marks. And Hindi though everybody will get good marks, Tamil people get less marks. So 1 marks matter. If I get that 1 mark, I would have been 12th rank this time. So don't leave 1 mark. And 1 mark in one question is 20 marks in one paper. You have to be asked 20 marks, and 4 GS paper is 80 marks. And optional 2 papers again 20, 20, 40, 120, it's 150. 150 is like, it will be making you into the top list, or it may make you out of the list. You may not even get selected. So this 1 mark we have to start building, and this you can learn only by paper. This while studying for prelims, you may feel that this editorial is not that much important, like they are not giving any facts for prelims and all. But this actually, without knowing, you are cultivating an art of answer writing. So be sure that you study that 2 pages properly, and then you come to the business page, business or the economy page. Business or the economy page contains lot of facts, and as I said, this economics is mostly based on current affairs in UPSC, and this business 2 pages is very very important. And leave out those this thing happened, this merger, those and all you leave it, but have this government related fact economics, like this for example I said this forex reserve and inflation rise to this much high, Then they may have consumer price inflation is this much, and wholesale price inflation is this much. So you have to know what is the difference between that. And when something is like, if WPI rise to 4%, if it's there, you have to know what is WPI. What is the difference between CPI and WPI? And you have to know what are the products that are being considered to calculate inflation. If they say that inflation is 5%, what is that 5%? From where this 5% is being added? They must have something as a base. With that, they must add this 5%. You cannot say that tomorrow is this thing, today is this thing. That is not. They have a base year. You have to know what is this base year. And UPSC, now this base year was changed from 2004 to 2011. And you have to know this, how much inflation rises. And now this whole CPI was changed. Most of the products which were used for calculating CPI was outdated. And now they added a new things. Like this cassette recorder and all was there in the CPI inflation. And what is, now nobody is using this cassette recorder. And now gutka and all was there. Pan masala, and that was also there. So now they reduced. They may be asking like, they may be giving some products. Which of the products are not there or not is in the computation of CPI? And UPSC never asks you to study all the 100 things. Only those excluded or the newly included things, if you study, that will suffice. So probably UPSC gives that one thing, and with that you can eliminate the remaining 3. These are the questions. So that is, the business page is very, very important. So that is the second one. Next, other pages, you can read news which are apolitical. Like this front page also, city page is nothing. City page, you have most of the things like, here this problem is there, this drainage clog is there, this year this hole is there, that things. If some great things, like very important things happen in Chennai, like if some conference is happening in Chennai, like Tamil conference may be happening in Chennai, or recently they have established this medical park in Chengalpet, which is India's first med park. So that is very important. So in the Madri siller issues, if you are coming, that you can see in the city page. And even that nation page also, in this, what is the next page? South also, only read those which is important for the preparation. And then you have this world page. What you do is, you study the most of the happenings, but leave out here this bomb blast happened, this things happened, that and all you leave it. But if some like this, nowadays this G20 is happening, so you have to know what is G20. And UPSC never asked that where G20 held this year. They'll not ask Hamburg, that and all they'll not ask. What they'll ask is, what is the G20? Who are the members of G20? They'll ask give 5 questions among them. That is a very favorite question of UPSC. Every year, for 1 or 2 organizations, they give members and they'll ask who are not the members of. And that must have some relevance that year. Some summit must have held that year. Those things only. So they'll ask what is G20, and before G20, this is a summit level, but before G20 was started at the RBI level. So this they'll ask, and who are these 20 countries, and what is their focus? Is India a part of it? அந்த மாதிரி தான் they focus. So மற்றபடி பெருசா இருக்காது. So cover every issues holistically. Any issue, please cover it, because last year this Paris talk was held. This 2015 COP21 was happened, and 5 questions were asked only from COP in the environment part. Okay, so any issue, take a standard thing and start covering. And what paper actually gives you only the issue that is happening that day. But UPSC, that is a first level of information. But UPSC is actually interested in the second level of information, which is, if some, like last month our Prime Minister went to SEO summit in Astana. So UPSC will not ask what is this Astana summit. They'll ask what is this SEO, and before SEO how it is called. It is called Shanghai 5. And who are the initial members? And now India and Pakistan has been added. And who are this? Finally, who are the members? And there is a motto of SEO that they focus on this fundamentalism, terrorism, and radicalism. So what is this motto? Those things they'll ask. This is a prelims point of view of studying for any paper related. If you're taking SEO, this is a prelims coverage. For mains, what they will ask is, now India and Pakistan has been added as a member. And history says that wherever India and Pakistan is a member of an organization, that organization will not run properly. And the best example is SARC. Okay, so they'll ask, what effect will it have on SEO? Will the functioning of SEO will be affected by inclusion of both India and Pakistan as a member? This may be a mains question. Or the question may be, what are the benefits of SEO, benefits for India joining SEO? It may be, we may be getting a reach in the top also, like Central Asia will be getting a reach. And Central Asia is a hotbed of terrorism. So we can probably work with the people, countries there, and because this Fargana Valley, Afghanistan, Pakistan, this place is a hotbed of terrorism. So you can eliminate it, that you can do. Or probably you can say other people in that members to reign in Pakistan, that ask them not to do this terrorism kind of thing. So these are some benefits. So so mains question is like this only. This is a IR question. So most probably they'll ask this question this year. So இப்படி தான் வந்து you have to guess the question, you have to analyze the facts. என்ன ஒரு இஷ்யூனா அதை ஃபேக்ஸாக ப்ரிலிம்ஸ்க்கு பாருங்கள், அதுலேருந்து என்ன மாதிரி ஒப்பீனியன் பேஸ்டாக வந்து மெயின்ஸு கேட்பாங்கங்கிறது யூ ஸ்டார்ட் டெவலப்பிங் த கொஸ்டின். அண்ட் most often if serious aspirants guess the questions correctly. நம்ம நல்லா படிச்சிருந்தோம்னா நம்மளுக்கு இஷ்யூ என்னன்னு தெரியும். ஸோ அதனால் நம்ம ஈஸியாக யூ கேன் கெஸ் த கொஸ்டின்ஸ். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் அண்ட் அதர் திங் வாட் யூ ஆஸ்ட் இஸ் திஸ் website based. Website based is, that is a very good approach while starting the paper, because if you are starting the paper for the first time, you will not be knowing that what to read and what not to read. In that time, what you can do is, you can first refer the sites and they'll put what are the important news today. That you can take, and then you can read the paper by focusing those issues more. But I get to know that people, they say that this paper அப்படியே விட்டுறலாம், இதை மட்டும் படிச்சுக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா. But at least try to read that editorial page. If you don't have time, after கொஞ்சம் hectic ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, if you have a lot of classes and studying also, if you have very hectic, what I'll do is, don't miss out those 2 editorial pages. That is very, very important. Then probably you can see this website based or some monthly compilations. So what I do is, I used to read the paper, I never took notes. People take notes also, but what I think is that taking notes is a very tiresome process. You don't know what to take, and reading paper takes 3 hours, and then taking this notes covers 1.5, 4.5 hours is gone. And 8 மணி நேரம் படிக்கிறதே பெரிய விஷயம், what we are doing. And in that 4 hours, if it's gone in that, what is the point of studying for only 4 hours? And that 8 hours also, if you are having class, you cannot study that 8 hours. So class முடிச்சுட்டு பேப்பர் மட்டும் படிச்சுட்டு தூங்கிடும், ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் எதுவும் பண்ணுறதில்ல. ஸோ அது வேணாம். ஸோ அந்த டைமில் வாட் ஐ டூ இஸ், யூ ரீட் த பேப்பர், அண்ட் எவ்ரி மந்த் எண்ட் every institute they publish this compilation. Any institute you can take, or probably any website, online websites also you can take. This compilation, you have it as a revision. Like first I have written a paper, now you will be reading in that monthly compilation, and if you want to note some points in there, note in the side places, and then probably you can refer that again and again. So this is my strategy. I say that this is perfectly my strategy, and if it suits you, you can take. Okay, that is the related. Any other question? Yeah, it's okay. So prelims மொத்தமா முடிஞ்சிச்சா? Like prelims, if it's over, we can go for mains. Like prelims, you have anything? Yeah.
Sir, can you share your strategy regarding answer writing or like making notes? Because in starting of the preparation, we
What's in paper or
answer writing and for mains and for making notes
from
newspaper. Like you said, you did not prepare notes from news, but from books as well. Because what we do is we end up making like a very we almost Xerox the book on register. So any strategy on that? And one more thing, if you don't mind. A lot of us won't be able to attend coaching and all, like some are working, or so any specific tips for those aspirants as well?
See, coaching is just an aid. People can clear without coaching also. That is, self-study is that coaching gives you that just a direction. And probably then, if coaching is very important, then every coaching institute must produce all the IAs, but not. And all best institutes, they should produce only only best institutes they should produce IAS, but that is not. What the coaching institutes they give is, they just give you direction. If you are going blank into that institute, they tell you what to study, what not to study. That is the only thing that coaching institute helps. Another thing the coaching institute help is the test series. So probably this, if you are knowing that what to study and what not to study, this coaching is of not relevant. You can study by your own. This notes making, regarding this notes making, from paper I am not a good person to guide because I never took notes, as I said. But this, from books, probably only take notes from the books which you don't want to read it again, which is very bulky, which you don't need not want it to read it again and again, which will be very time consuming. Only those books you can take notes. Other books you can probably study that, underline, or you can probably note something in the sides also. Because for example, if you take Lakshmikant, if you start taking notes in Lakshmikant, you will be reproducing the entire book again. You cannot leave out a single point from Lakshmikant. So for that, what you can do is, probably if you have some, if you are studying judiciary, if you get some current affairs related judiciary there, then you can note that thing in the sides of judiciary. And now probably if you are reading lieutenant governors and those parts, this lieutenant governor is there. So probably this controversy you can note. That may be a very good mains question. And last time in the GS2, the very first question was the tussle between Delhi and Delhi governor and CM of Delhi. And this year, this Puducherry may be a question. And also this nomination of 3 members, that's a very big controversy. And UPSC may ask some constitutional related. Who authorizes them to have this nominated members? This states and the nominated members, in states there can be only one nominated member. Only one Anglo-Indian member can be a nominated member in a state assembly. Whereas in UT they have 3 members nominated recently. So who gives this authority and under what law this is coming? And who is actually the one to give oath to the, whether it is the CM, and CM, he says that only the government should recommend the people. But the lieutenant governor says that it can be recommended by the home ministry also. So these are the conceptual related. So this may be a good mains question. So last year there was a question, what changes is needed in the 69th Amendment Act, which establishes the Delhi Assembly? And what provisions that actually have this problem, that made this problem between this CM and lieutenant governor, because that law is very blatant and each one interpret in their way. So these are the things you want to cover. And so notes making is better. You can write these things probably in that sites. It will be useful for you to understand also. What I felt is ancient India and medieval India books, that's very bulky that I cannot read it again. So only that books you can take notes. And one advice while taking notes making from the book is, don't take notes when you read first. First time when you are reading a book, please don't take notes. Every point will be seeming important to us. Probably you can first read a book and get what the book is about. And whether you can read a chapter also and get the essence of the chapter, and then you read it again. That time you will be knowing, okay, these are the things. And that previous year question papers also comes in handy. When you read that, okay, so UPSC is focusing these things, that things. So we have to take more notes on that. So this is a way of taking notes according to me. And answer writing is very, very important part of UPSC. Both in prelims and mains also, this test series is very important. So if you can attend or you cannot attend a proper test series in an institute, but make sure that you solve the question papers before going to prelims. Because this way of elimination and answer writing is, elimination is very, very important in prelims. Nobody knows more than 30-40 questions correctly in prelims. I know, because I say a lot of people I know. So, and you have to get at least 65 questions correct, 60 to 65 questions correct to pass the prelims. So probably if you are attending 80, you have to get 65 correct and 15 wrong, which will translate to 120. 120 is a score which is needed. Okay. So you have to get the 65 questions correctly. So any serious aspirant, they'll know that 30 questions, 30 to 35 only, with that much certainty that when you see a question you can mark an answer, and the remaining 20-30 questions lies in the guess. And the guess is not like a random guess, like இந்த 10 கொஸ்டினுக்கு பி போடுவோம், இதில் ஒரு 4 கரெக்ட் ஆயிரும். That kind of guess is not there. This is a calculated guess. This calculated guess comes only through your answer writing, comes only through this test series. Okay, that is very, very important. Prelims, how much you can solve n number of papers, and don't see to that. You some people have this habit, I study for the entire time and in the last 1 month I'll solve every paper. That will not help you. Okay, only when you start, you can take 40 marks out of 200 also in the first test, that is good, but provided your second test should be 45, that you should not get 35 in the second test. Your second step should be an improvement. So in prelims, this way of elimination you can get only through this test series. And also test series have a lot of questions. In that options, each one option may give you some questions. Like for example, last year there was a question like which of the following protocols was related to environment. So there was Kyoto Protocol, Nagoya Protocol, then this Stockholm Protocol and those things. And the answer is Kyoto Protocol. And whilst reading that question, the remaining protocols you will be knowing what these things. Like Nagoya Protocol, it is related to biodiversity. So that is another news you are knowing. And the Stockholm Protocol is related to persistent organic pollutant. That you will be knowing. And if next year what Stockholm Protocol is related to, if they ask a question, you can answer that. You need not study it separately. And those are not current affairs, those are facts that happened in 80s, 90s. So this is another usefulness of for prelims question papers, test series. And then for mains, this answer writing plays a most important part. And please make sure you start writing at least after 3 months of your preparation. For 2-3 months you start studying everything, this NCERTs and all you start covering. Then make sure that you write at least 1 or 2 questions daily. And one best way of answer writing is, there is a site called Insights on India. And in that they put secure, there is a column called secure 17, secure 18 they are putting. In that, from all the best papers, the good editorials that are needed for UPSC, they put with a question. The related current affair questions they put. And people will write answer in that itself. So probably you can take any 2 questions, maybe 1 or 2 questions you can take. You will not have more than that time. And you start writing it. And you compare with the peers who are writing there. And you compare them like how we are writing, how we are actually getting a point and how they are telling their point. And that is a way of self-correction. That is very, very important. And also make sure that you cannot write a question which fetch you the maximum mark in the very first instant. Probably the maximum mark UPSC gives us 7.5 to 8 out of 12.5. So nobody can write an answer which gives them 7.48 marks in the first instance. Your good answer lies in the heap of 300 to 400 bad answers. You have to start writing. First, நம்ம எழுதுற answer நம்மளுக்கே கேவலமா இருக்கும். It will be very bad. I have my answer and all in my homes. Like I'll see, இதெல்லாம் நான் எழுதுனா எப்படி பாஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பேன் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி. So that is, and people, the same thing what people do is, 4 months mains இருக்கும்ல, this 4 months what they do is, 3 months they say that I'll study everything in the 3 months and last 1 month I'll write all the answer. That will not suit you. So நீங்கள் ஒவ்வொரு டெஸ்ட்லையும் you should start showing improvement. And probably after prelims, I wrote my first test, and my first test, my mark was 51. Only 51 out of 250. Because I don't know what to write. I was very blatant, like, இது என்ன பண்ணுறது அது பண்ணுறது. So, very first test, 51. So, அந்த மார்க் எடுக்கிறதுக்கும் டெஸ்ட் எழுத வேண்டியதான். அந்த நேரத்தில் யூ ஷுட் நாட் லைக் நான் ஒன்றுமே படிக்கலை, எழுதாமல் இருக்க மாட்டேன், அந்த மாதிரி யூ ஷுட் நாட் திங்க். பிகாஸ் nobody finishes the mains portion while writing mains also. ஸோ உங்கள் ஆன்சர் நீங்கள் இம்ப்ரூவ் ஃபஸ்ட்டு வந்து இந்த நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த செக்யூர் யூ ஸ்டார்ட்ஸ் 1 or 2 questions daily. Probably it will take 15 to 20 minutes daily, not more than that. அது முடிங்க. maybe till January, February you can do, because after February you'll get that prelims fever. So we'll be focusing more on prelims, we'll leave that. So in the 4 months you cover, this 4 months is 120 days around. So 120 days is, you'll write more than 120, 130 questions, which is a huge. And then you can probably start a good answer writing test after prelims. But start writing it. That is very important. And there is no proper structure for answer writing. Each question demands but the general structure is you should have a good introduction, a good content rich body, and the conclusion is the most important thing, which I said, this conclusion, because that conclusion is in the mind of the reader who is actually giving the mark. So that conclusion is very, very important. So, and also people ask that whether we have to write in points or paragraphs. But it entirely depends on the question. If they ask, list the features of national child policy, there you have to write point wise. But if some opinion, comment on the Skill India program, there you have to write paragraph wise. And in some questions also, both paragraph and points you can use. And another thing is, have a balanced answer. Don't give the radical approach. Okay? You don't know who is correcting a paper. That person may be a left or a right. So better give a balanced answer. And also, one other thing is, don't be too critical of government in everything, because we are going to part of the government. Whatever we do is for the government, because we are a public servant. So, but I'm not saying that you have to toe the government line every time. But you can say the negative points, like these are the, for example, if they ask something on Skill India, you can say what are the things that are missing in Skill India. But if first you say that what are the benefits of Skill India and what are the good points, then though these are there, some things that should be improved. Like that you write, and then you start writing your points, which are the things which are missing in the Skill India, or the criticisms of this Skill India, and then probably you can conclude with the point that the scheme is this much, having this much benefits, but still if you are improving all the above mentioned points, the efficiency of the scheme can be still improved, and it can reach the last mile connectivity. So this is way a conclusion of an administrator, and every question is a challenge. It's a problem. It's a problem given to you as an administrator, and you have to provide a report like an administrator. It should not be like a school or college answer. It should be probably like a report. Like they are saying, like a comment on Skill India, they are actually telling you to analyze what are the lacunas, or how it is doing, what are the good things, and the good things, how can you improve, or the bad things, how can you mitigate those negative effects. So these are the things that, so over question layo, our administrative skill is being tested. Adila, you have to probably write like an administrator. That will give you, because an administrator cannot be a one-sided guy. And not for all issues you should be balanced. Like if they ask, do you support women reservation? You have to support women reservation. If you are saying, if this triple talaq is asked, you have to oppose triple talaq, because it is against the Constitution of India. It's a violation of Article 14 of the Constitution, and is also violating the right to life. So these are the things you have to blatantly oppose. There you cannot have a balanced conclusion. But in most of the government schemes are some, what I can say, like some controversial topics, you can have a very balanced approach. This, for example, this Uniform Civil Code. You cannot say that I want or I do not want. Probably people say that I want and I do not, but the safest side is take a balanced thing. Uniform Civil Code should be there, but it should come through from the people, and it should not be forced by the government. Because if you are forcing, it will lead to alienation of the minorities present in India. So probably the this thing should come from the stakeholders of various communities, and it should not be more like an Hindu law. It should have the good things about all the law. What this the problem here is, minorities feel that UCC transforms into a Hindu law. Most of the Hindu things is being added. It is not like that. Only Hindu have this good. It is perceived that all Muslim laws are outdated. It is not like that. There are a lot of good Muslim laws also. So it is, and this question actually tells you a secularism. An administrator should be reaching to all the people. So these are the personality is not checked only in mains, it is checked in your mains answers also. Okay, probably I have answered you. Okay. ஒரு நிமிஷம். பெரிய பெனிஃபிட்னு இல்லை, என்னோட கேஸில் நான் என்னென்னா வந்து நான் காலேஜ் இங்கே படித்ததுனால இங்கேயே இருந்தால் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்லாம் அதிகம். ஸோ ஐ டோன்ட் வாண்ட் டு ஸ்டடி இட் ஹியர். ஸோ ஐ வாண்டட், பட் ஒன்லி ஒன் டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் விச் ஐ ஃபீல் ஃப்ரம் ஹியர், அங்கே வந்து யூ ஹேவ் லாட் ஆஃப் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் நிறையா இருக்கும். இங்கே வந்து ப்ராப்ளி புக்ஸ் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ்லாம் அவைலபிலிட்டி கம்மியாக இருக்கும். பட் இப்போ மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் நிறையா வந்துருக்கு. பட் இப்போ வந்து நம்மளுக்கு ஆன்லைன் சைட்ஸ் எல்லாம் இப்போ ஒரு 2-3 இயர்ஸாக வந்து நிறைய ஆன்லைன் சைட்ஸ் வந்துருச்சு. ஸோ வி கேன் ஆக்சஸ் எனி மெட்டீரியல், எல்லா மெட்டீரியல் டெல்லியில் இருக்க மெட்டீரியல் இங்கே வருது. அண்ட் ஒன் அதர் திங் இஸ் த குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ். திஸ் இஸ் த ஒன்லி திங் விச் ஐ ப்ரிஃபர் டெல்லி மோர் தென் சென்னை இஸ் டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ். டெல்லி இஸ் குட். ஏன்னா அங்கே கொஞ்சம் கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர்ஸ்லாம் இட்ஸ் குட். அதர் திங்ஸ் ஆர் சேம். இட்ஸ் அப் டு அஸ், நம்ம படிக்கிறது தான் எல்லாமே. இட்ஸ் நாட் தட்.
Good afternoon, sir. I have 2 questions. From the list of books that you had suggested, most of them are from NCERT. I understand that reading NCERT gives good hold on the basics, but from what I browsed through the internet, I got some 40 to 50 books of NCERT alone, and me trying to be a perfectionist in my in my preparation, I religiously started from 6th standard history, 7th standard history, 8th standard history, 9th standard history, 10th standard history, and I was like, oh my god, I'm done with history. Then I started with geography, and I'm in 8th standard geography right now. And my question is that, am I wasting time by reading right from the start? I can start right away from 11th standard and 12th standard books alone. And my second question is that my undergraduate subject is electrical, and I'm working right now, and I don't have a good hold on my undergraduate subject. I accept that. And in that case, how do I choose the optional subjects, sir? That's it.
Okay, thank you. For the first question, this NCERT, you are not wasting the time, but still probably this time is very less. So what comes in 6th will have a reputation in the 11th book. For 6th is an ancient India. You start the same Harappan, Indus Valley you have in 6th standard, and the same you have in 11th standard also. But probably 11th standard will have a very detailed thing. So rather than reading 6th, if you start from 11th, it's good. 11th has all the points also. What I think is, if you start from 6th, because we are grown up, we have finished our college also. It's not like நம்மளுக்கு 6th படிச்சுட்டு 11th படித்தா தான் புரியும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. You can directly start from 11th. So அப்படி சில புக்ஸ் வந்து 11th புரியலைன்னா you can go back to 6th. 6th புதுசாக ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் நிறையா இருக்கும், 2-3 திங்ஸ் இருக்கலாம். பட் we should not be very particular in taking every facts from every book. It's a general paper. At last we are going to get 60 to 65 questions correct. So probably 11th ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணால் it will be good ன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா டைமும் நீங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி டைம் ரொம்ப, நீங்கள் ஒர்க்கிங் ப்ரொஃபஷனல் வேறு. ஸோ யூ டோன்ட் வேஸ்ட் மோஸ்ட் இன் தேட். 11th உங்களுக்கே சாட்டர்டே சண்டே மட்டும்தான் ப்ராப்ளி லீவ் இருக்கலாம். ஸோ அந்த நேரத்தில் யூ கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் வித் 11th 12th. அப்படி இல்லை, அப்படி அந்த புக்ஸ் புரியலைன்னா யூ கேன் கோ ஃபார் 11th, யூ கேன் கோ ஃபார் 6th 7th ஆல்சோ. இன் ஜியாகிரஃபி அட் 6 7 8 இஸ் குட், பிகாஸ் 6 7 8 டீல்ஸ் வித் தி வேர்ல்ட், ரைட்? வேர்ல்ட் ஜியாகிரஃபி. ஸோ அது மட்டும் பார்த்துக்கலாம். ஏன்னா 11 12 இஸ் ஃபுல் ஆஃப் திஸ் இந்தியா. ஸோ 6 7 8 ஒன்லி இன் ஜியாகிரஃபி இட்ஸ் அட்வைசபிள், பட் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி அண்ட் ஆல் டோன்ட் ரீட். And regarding your second question, optional. Every optional is good, but I prefer not to take engineering only. Because, no, I'm not saying any IIT or NIT graduates here. Ella Anna University dana. Okay, then fine. Because what this problem is, IIT NIT, the questions are taken by IIT NIT professors, and it is in that IES level, this thing. Okay, so adanala engineering, but engineering is also scoring. This year there was a guy who scored 404 out of 500 in civil engineering. People score that also. But still என்னன்னா அவங்க தனி செப்பரேட் சப்ஜெக்டாக படிக்கணும். It doesn't have this overlap with your general studies. And also, for my, I'm saying like I'm not good in my engineering as you, so I generally don't want engineering to be taken. But taking an optional it is definitely based on your interest. You should have a good interest in whichever optional you take, and don't go by the myth of scoring. Every optional some year is scoring, and some year some optional may score too high, and it is not in our hand, it is in UPSC hand. And when I took this I'm political science and international relations student, and I took political science in 2015 when I started my preparation, and that year the political science result was too bad. 242 out of 500 was the national first mark in political science, which was scored in that year. People discouraged me. My friends told that please don't take that subject because it's not scoring and you will not get the marks. But I had somehow have a good interest in that, and I definitely wanted to pursue. And this year political science was that scoring, like I even got 312, and the first mark was 320. So more than 20 people we scored above 300, and none of the optionals scored that. And this year they say that okay, all the toppers they scored, they got political science, so probably we also go for political science. I don't know if next year what they do. Probably if they don't give marks in political science. And it is not like you write anything and they'll give good marks in political science. Political science is actually tough to study. It is not our engineering paper that we write something and they'll award marks. In the 16 mark we write something, they'll give 6 marks also. That is, and adu varlana revaluation la pottu vaangikiradhu. That is, they'll not do that. So, and 500 marks is very crucial. Okay, and that 500 marks makes or breaks. அந்த 500 மார்க்ஸை நீங்கள் ப்ராப்பராக சூஸ் பண்ணணும். ஸோ நீங்கள் அந்த ஃபுல் லிஸ்ட்டு படிங்க. யூ ஹேவ் n நம்பர் ஆஃப் சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ். யூ டேக் 4-5 சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ். அதுதான் உங்களுக்கு எப்போவுமே எல்லாத்துக்கும் வந்து ஒரு 2-3 சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸில் தான் வந்து ஒரு குழப்பமே வரும். இது எடுக்கிறதா, அது எடுக்கிறதா, திஸ் ஆர் தட். டேக் that 3-4 subject, jot it down. Download the syllabus of that papers and also pass 2-3 years question papers. Read the syllabus and read the question papers. I'm sure that we'll not try to answer the question. It's not possible. But we'll have an intuition that if we study this paper, it will be good for us. We can understand and we can write it properly. So choose that optional. And you can get help of others also, like in the optional eppadi idu eppadi. So ungalku konjam GS la konjam overlap agara maadhiri edutha konjam easy ah irukum. So generally 4 popular optional is PubAd, history, sociology, geography, and now political science. So you can probably that have huge this GS also. But நீங்க உங்க கிராஜுவேஷனே எடுத்தா it's good. If you are from humanities background, you can probably take, how many of them from humanities background? தமிழ்நாட்டில் இதுதான் பிரச்சனை. Okay, and then you can probably take your humanities subject, which will be too good. Like most of them, ஏன்னா நம்மளும் humanities subjects தான் எடுக்க போகிறோம். So you can take probably that. And I'm not deterring you to take engineering, provided you are confident. If you have all, and material availability is very less. Okay, so adallam paathutti if you can take engineering, you can take also. Most of the IITians, they take engineering because they have good grip in their thing.
Good afternoon, sir.
நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்க
சார். சிசாட் செகண்ட் பேப்பர் இருக்குல்ல,
யாரெல்லாம் கூப்பிடுவேன் நான் தயவு செஞ்சு.
ஓகே, அந்த சிசாட் செகண்ட் பேப்பர் அது எப்படி ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணலாம்? அதாவது அந்த காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன் பேஜஸ் வந்து அது ரொம்ப லாக்கிங்காக இருக்குது. ஐ வாஸ் ஸ்டார்டிங் மை 2011 இந்த ப்ரிப்பரேஷனுக்கு 4 வருஷமாக ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியும் இது என்னோடய 5th attempt. ப்ரிலிம்ஸ் செகண்ட் பேப்பரில் எனக்கு ஐ எம் நாட் கம்ஃபர்டபுள். அது எப்படின்னு தெரியல. இன்னொன்று என்னென்னா, நான் வந்து ஃபிசிக்ஸ் பேக்ரவுண்ட். நான் ஃபுல்லாகவே செகண்ட் பேப்பர் ஆப்ஷனல் சூஸ் பண்ண ஃபுல்லாக ஹிஸ்ட்ரி தான் சூஸ் பண்ணியிருந்தேன். நான் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் எம்எஸ்சி எம்ஃபில் பிஹெச்டினால அதையே நான் சூஸ் பண்ணலாமா, இல்லை வந்து நான் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி தான் படிக்கலாமா, இல்லை வேறு ஏதாவது ஆப்ஷன் எடுக்கலாமா?
ஓகே, உங்கள் ஃபஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் உங்களுக்காக ஆப்ஷன் இது செகண்ட் பேப்பர் வெயிட்டேஜ் வேறு குறைச்சிட்டாங்க. நோ, இட்ஸ் குட். Like only it's 66%, 66 marks you have to get. It's just qualifying, 33% you have to get. So generally it consists of 3 parts. One is this quants and logical reasoning, and then comprehension. இந்த காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷனில் தான் நிறையா பேர் இந்த வருஷம் காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன்ஸ் அதிகமாக கேட்குறாங்க. இட்ஸ் வெரி லென்த்தி. ஒரு பெரிய பேராகிராஃப் கொடுத்துட்டு கடைசி ஒரே ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கேட்டிருப்பாங்க. And that question is not like our school comprehension that the answer will be there in the paragraph. You have to infer it. Okay, probably you can practice more comprehension. Or if you are not that good in comprehension, try quants. If you are good in this quantitative aptitude, you can score in that. The 3 areas are there. Specialize on any 2 areas. And you have to get just 66 marks out of 200. That will not be a big thing. But comprehension உங்களுக்கு லேக் ஆகுதுன்னா யூ ப்ராப்ளி ப்ராக்டிஸ் கொஞ்சம் டைம் அதுக்கு எடுத்துக்கோங்க. மற்றவங்க வந்து மோஸ்ட்லி இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் ஆர் நம்ம இந்த ஆர்எஸ் அகர்வால் அதெல்லாம் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணியிருப்போம். ஸோ ஒரு 4-5 கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர்ஸ் ஃபைனலாக சால்வ் பண்ணி பாருங்கள். 66 எடுக்கணும். நீங்கள் ஒரு 80 கிட்டே எடுத்துக்கோங்க. ஏன்னா ஒரு சேஃபர் சைட் இருக்குக்கா. ஒரு 75 to 80 எடுத்துக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா ஓகே யூ ஆர் டன். டோன்ட் வரி மோர் ஆன் தட் சிசாட், யூ வில் ப்ராப்ளி கெட் இட். அப்படி அந்த 66 கீழே வந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா இட்ஸ் அ ப்ராப்ளம். I know my friend this year is getting 120 in GS first paper, and this year 120 is such a huge mark, and he is scoring 45 in this second paper, and his paper will not be evaluated. Only when you clear this paper, his paper will be evaluated. Okay, so அது ஏன்னா லூஸ் பண்ணிடாதீங்க. இந்த வருஷம் CSAT was very tough. This comprehension probably you would have written this year you would have known, like அதனால கொஞ்சம் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன். இந்த வருஷம் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டமாக வேறு நிறையா காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷன் இருக்குன்னு சொன்னாங்கல்ல. ஸோ ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணுங்கள், அதை வின் பண்ணு. அண்ட் யுவர் செகண்ட் கொஸ்டின் இஸ், இஃப் யூ ஆர் டூ குட் இன் யுவர் ஃபிசிக்ஸ், வை நாட் டேக் ஃபிசிக்ஸ்? ஃபிசிக்ஸ் இஸ் தேட் ஸ்கோரிங். அண்ட் பிஹெச்டிலாம் பண்ணிங்கன்னா யூ ஷுட் ஹேவ் த டீப் நாலேஜ் இன் ஃபிசிக்ஸ். ஏன் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி எடுக்கணும்? நீங்கள் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் யூ ஆர் கான்ஃபிடென்ட், யூ டேக் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் அண்ட் ரைட். பட் உங்களுக்கு ஹிஸ்ட்ரி தான் எடுக்கணும்னா யூ கேன் ஆல்சோ டேக், போத் ஆர் குட். பட் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி ஃபிசிக்ஸ்லாம் இட்ஸ் ஸ்கோரிங். But make sure that you study everything, because you are competing with a guy who is from IIT, BSc MSc Physics, from IISc. So அதை பார்த்துக்கோங்க, அவ்வளோதான். நீங்கள் கேட்டீங்க சார். ஒரே நிமிஷம் இவர் கேட்டா சார்.
இன்ஸ்டியூட்டுக்கு போன அப்புறம் தான் அது மாதிரி ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ நான் செல்ஃபாக எப்படி நான் என்ன ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிக்க முடியும்? ஏதாச்சும் அதுக்கு புக் இருக்கா, இல்லை ஏதாச்சும் நெட்டில் ஏதாச்சும் சோர்ஸ் இருக்கான்னு கேட்குறேன். மெயின்ஸ்க்கு
யூ ஹேவ் ப்ரீவியஸ் இயர் கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர், ரைட்? ஸோ ப்ரிலிம்ஸ் மாதிரியே மெயின்ஸ்க்கும் இருக்குது. ஸோ மெயின்ஸ்க்கு வந்து நீங்கள் ரொம்ப முன்னாடி போகாதீங்க. மெயின்ஸ்க்கு 5 வருஷம் தான். 2013 சிலபஸ் மாறுச்சு. ஸோ you take that question paper from 2013, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 4 years papers இருக்கும். You try knowing how UPSC is asking. ஸோ அதிலே நீங்களே எவாலுவேட் பண்ணலாம். நீங்கள் உங்கள் சீனியர்ஸ்டையோ உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்டையோ கொடுக்கலாம், அவங்க திருத்தி தருவாங்க. ஸோ ஆஃப்டர் ப்ரிலிம்ஸ் முடிச்சுட்டு மேபி நீங்கள் ஒரு டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் ஜாயின் பண்ணி, ஏன்னா மெயின்ஸ்க்கு ஐ வுட் ப்ரிஃபர் டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் ஜாயின் பண்ணுறது. ஏன்னா ப்ரிலிம்ஸ்க்கு டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் ஜாயின் பண்ண தேவையில்லை. ஏன்னா நீங்கள் கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் வாங்கி நீங்களே எவாலுவேட் பண்ணிக்கலாம், பிரச்சனை இருக்காது. மெயின்ஸ்க்கு வந்து ஒரு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்டு பர்சன் உங்களுக்கு கரெக்ட் பண்ணி கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா உங்கள்கிட்ட கரெக்டான உங்களோட லக்குனாஸ் அதெல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க, அது யூஸ் ஆகும். ஸோ முடிஞ்சால் மெயின்ஸ்க்கு டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் போக பாருங்க.
அதுதான் ப்ரிலிம்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் போகலாம்.
அது இப்போ வரைக்கும் நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி ஃபஸ்ட்டு இந்த செக்யூர் ஃபாலோ பண்ணிக்கோங்க. அப்புறம் நீங்களே வந்து இப்போ நீங்கள் மாடர்ன் இந்தியா முடிக்கிறீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், இந்த 4 வருஷம் கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் ஏதாவது எல்லா கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் இஸ் அவைலபிள். கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் வாங்கி அதுலேருந்து எழுத முடியுதான்னு பாருங்கள். உங்களால் ஒரு 100-150 வேர்டு எழுத முடியுதா, அது போதும். அண்ட் அது மட்டும் இருந்தால் போதும், அவ்வளோதான், வேறு எதுவும் தேவையில்லை. ஓகே. அண்ட் ஒன் மோர் திங் ஐ சே தட் மெயின்ஸில் வந்து யூபிஎஸ்சி சிலபஸை வந்து நல்லா படிச்சுக்கோங்க. தெர் இஸ் ஒன் ஷார்ட்கட் வே ஆஃப் கிளியரிங் மெயின்ஸ். லைக் மெயின்ஸோட ஒரே ஒரு டாபிக் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. அந்த எந்த டாபிக்னாலும் அதில் இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஏபிள் டு ரைட் 100 to 150 வேர்ட்ஸ் ஆன் அ டாபிக், you'll probably clear mains. Your probability of getting clearing mains is high, because for example, take center state relations. This will be one topic in GS2. So you'd be knowing this static part of center state relations in Lakshmikant. Article 259 enna, 270 enna, 273 enna, this financial commission line. So this and all, this fact related you would be knowing in Lakshmikant. And then center state la current affairs la enna coming, like now this lieutenant governor versus CM. So this is a center state relation, because lieutenant governor is an agent of central government, and unlike a constitutional governor, he is an agent of central government. So center state குள்ள இப்போ என்னென்ன பிரச்சனை, அடுத்து 14th finance commissionல வந்து பாதி ஸ்டேட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து இட்ஸ் நாட் ப்ராப்பர்லி devaluated, the funds are not devaluated. So what is the problem? That you will be knowing. And then this GST, because of GST, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Maharashtra tends to lose most of the things. So what is the problem? Why Tamil Nadu is opposed it? So இதெல்லாம் தான் ஒவ்வொரு ரிலேஷனுக்கும் ஒரு கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ். ஸோ நீங்கள் கரண்ட் அஃபேரை ப்ளைனாக பார்க்காம ஒவ்வொரு இதுக்கும் இப்போ ஜுடிஷியரி அப்படின்னா ஸோ ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் யூ வில் ஸ்டடி ஃப்ரம் பாலிட்டி. அண்ட் தென் ஜுடிஷியரியில் என்னென்ன பிரச்சனை, இப்போ நேஷனல் ஜுடிஷியல் அப்பாயின்மெண்ட்ஸ் கமிட்டியை ஸ்ட்ரைக் டவுன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நேஷனல் ஜுடிஷியல் அப்பாயின்மெண்ட்ஸ் கமிட்டியில் என்னென்ன பிரச்சனை இருந்துச்சு, அதுக்கு முன்னாடி இப்போ ப்ரெசென்ட்லி இருக்கிற அந்த கொலீஜியம் சிஸ்டமில் என்னென்ன ப்ராப்ளம், அப்புறம் ஜுடிஷியரி எக்ஸிக்யூட்டிவ் டசில், இவங்க சொல்கிறத அவங்க நெக்லெக்ட் பண்ணுறது, அவங்க சொல்கிறது, ஸோ இதில் என்ன பிரச்சனை. ஸோ இதுதான். ஸோ இப்படி தான் டாபிக்ஸ் எல்லாம் நீங்கள் கவர் பண்ணிட்டே வரணும். இப்போ எக்கனாமினா இப்போ there is this liberalization, there is a topic called liberalization. So you have to know what 1991 liberalization is. And liberalizationக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன பாலிசிலாம் எப்படி மாறுச்சு. Only there were no sectors was private that time, but now only 3 sectors is exclusive to public. Other sectors are completely private. Most of them nowadays this FDI is actually increasing. அடுத்து இந்த லிபரலைசேஷன்னால யாரெல்லாம் அஃபெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கா, லிபரலைசேஷன்ஸில் கரண்ட் அஃபேர் என்னென்ன, இப்போ இந்த பிரெக்சிட்னால லிபரலைசேஷன் என்னென்ன ஆகும். இப்போ ரீசெண்ட்லி திஸ் யூஎஸ் பிரசிடென்ட் ட்ரம்ப் வந்ததுனால திஸ் குளோபலைசேஷன் ட்ரெண்டிங் இஸ் தே ஆர் காலிங் திஸ் டீக்ளோபலைசேஷன். ஸோ திஸ் வாட் இஸ் தி எஃபெக்ட் ஆஃப் திஸ் ஆன் குளோபலைசேஷன், இந்தியாவோட சர்வீசஸ் எப்படி அஃபெக்ட் ஆகும், திஸ் H1B விசா என்னென்ன. ஸோ எவ்ரி திங் இஸ் இன்டர் ரிலேட்டட். நீங்கள் H1B விசாவை தனியாக ஐஆரில் போய் படிக்க தேவையில்லை, எக்கனாமிக்ஸ்லேயே H1B விசானா என்னென்னு படிச்சுக்கோங்க. தென் வாட் திஸ் சர்வீஸ் செக்டாரில் ஏன் வந்து H1B விசானால சர்வீஸ் செக்டார் அஃபெக்ட் ஆகுது, அண்ட் சர்வீஸ் செக்டார் வந்து ஏன் இந்தியன்ஸ்க்கு இந்தியா வந்து ஒய் டென்ஸ் டு லூஸ் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தம் இன் சர்வீஸ் செக்டார். ஸோ அது நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா that will take you to India's service sector contribution. 60 to 70% of our GDP is contributed by service. There comes a question like manufacturing sector is almost neglected in our state. And இதுதான் வந்து போன வருஷத்தோட மெயின்ஸ் கொஸ்டின். All developed countries, they undergo gradual thing. They were primarily an agrarian economy. Then they went to manufacturing. They started strengthening manufacturing, and then they came to services. This is a standard pattern of development. But India is a peculiar case. We jumped directly from agrarian to service sector. We neglected this manufacturing sector completely. So what are the negative things? So idella interrelated. So these things only you have to know through this thing. Okay, idha means எல்லா சென்டென்ஸ்க்கும் ஒரு 100 வேர்ட்ஸ் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க. யூ கேன் ப்ராப்ளி ரைட் எவ்ரி திங். ஏன்னா அதுக்கு ரிலேட்டடாக தான் எல்லாமே இருக்க போகுது. ஸோ யூ கேன் ஏன்னா அது நீங்கள் அந்த 100 வேர்ட்ஸ் கேட்கலன்னா அது இன்ட்ரடக்ஷனுக்காக எழுதலாம்ல. அந்த கொஸ்டினில் இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் எழுதிட்டு கரண்ட் அஃபேர் கொஸ்டின் இஸ் ஆஸ்ட், யூ கேன் ரைட் அ கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ் திங்ஸ் அண்ட் யூ கேன் கம்ப்ளீட் த ஆன்சர். ஓகே, அங்கே அவர் கேட்டார். எஸ்ஏ ஓகே. எத்திக்ஸ், you be natural while writing ethics. ஏன்னா ethics don't be too bookish in your ethics. ethicsல என்ன, ஏதாவது ஒரு புக் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, அந்த புக்கில் you study only the terms. Maybe what is the difference between value and morality, what is an ethics. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி டேர்ம்ஸ்லாம் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க. சம் பொலிட்டிக்கல் திங்கர்ஸ், இப்போலாம் திங்கர்ஸ் கேட்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. ஸோ அந்த திங்கர்ஸ் என்னென்ன சொன்னார் அதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க. மற்றபடி while writing the case studies and all, be very natural. ஏன்னா யூ கேனாட் ஹைட் யுவர் கேரக்டர் ஃபார் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் திங். 5-6 கேஸ் ஸ்டடிஸ் இருக்கும். 1 or அதர் கேஸ் ஸ்டடி வி ட்ரை டு கிவ் அவர், இட் வில் கிவ் யூ தட் பர்சனல் திங். ஸோ நம்மளோட ஓன் கேரக்டர் வந்துடும். ஸோ பெட்டர் பி நேச்சுரல். அதுக்காக ரொம்ப ஓப்பனாக நம்ம நினைக்கிறதெல்லாம் எழுதிடக்கூடாது. இட்ஸ் அ பாலிஷ்ட், இட்ஸ் அ வீல்டு திங். கொஞ்சம் மறைச்சு கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே பாலிஷ்டாக ஆன்சர். அண்ட் ஆல்சோ தேர் ஆல்சோ ரைட் அ பேலன்ஸ் திங். இப்போ கொஸ்டின்ஸ்லாம் கேஸ் ஸ்டடிஸ்லாம் எப்படி இருக்கும், இஃப் யூ ஆர் அ டிஎம் ஆஃப் திஸ் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட், if you are a collector of some district, there have a mining thing, a foreign company is investing more than 3,000 crores in that district for that mining. That is a very underdeveloped district. This FDI will give lot of benefits to the district people, and but the people are opposing. The tribals will get affected. So you have huge pressure from the government to initiate the project, but you have a huge protest happening in this district by the people. So as a district collector, what will be your conclusion? This is a kind of case study that asks. So in the madri idla enna pannuna, you have to toe both lines. You are accountable to people ultimately, but you are a government servant, you have to implement the policies. So here what you have to do is, probably you should tell the people what are the benefits of this FDI. There your polity, economy, knowledge gets into this. There is one thing called District Mineral Foundation, where part of the funds which is being induced, that will be given to the district, and the district collector can use it for the welfare development of that district. So probably you can say this because this will we can மற்ற district விட நம்ம அதிகமாக யூஸ் பண்ணலாம் for welfare schemes. This will translate to development of our district. So that you can say. And it's a huge 3,000 crore project. So this will induce lot of employment opportunities for the people. And as an underdeveloped district, this may be more of an agrarian thing. So when industry comes, we can probably move to an industrial sector. And industry vandadanaala, the area will get developed, the land value will increase, which will ultimately help the people. So in the madrilam benefits I have to say. But at the same time, what you have to do is, we have to relocate the people to a place which is of same like this. And you have to give a proper comprehension, rehabilitation compensation. There is a law, Land Acquisition Rehabilitation Law 2013. So that law tells you 10% of the fund should be again invested in the place. And see to that the most of the benefits for the people comes directly to the people. And ensure transparency. So இதெல்லாம் நான் உங்களுக்கு பண்ணி தரேன் அப்படின்ட்டு you have to tell the people. So you have to balance both. You should not say that I'll be with the people only. Our people என்ன வேணாலும் பண்ணிட்டு போறாங்க, I'll be with only with the government. This is a this kind of things you have to write in an ethics thing. And essay, this ethics, you have any other doubt? Ethics fine, right? In essay, what you have to do is, there is a standard type of writing in essay. This is not a college essay. Ma'am, what time evlo nero? Prachana illa. Can you tell? It's okay. Okay. So this one in essay, there is a standard thing. Any topic you cover you have to write multidimensional. This is not an English essay where the flowery language gives you marks. You can write with a very simple English. The grammar mistakes are also not taken into account, provided it's not a big grammar mistake. The only thing is you cover everything. It's a multi-dimensional. There your GS things comes to handy. You have to write 5 topics are there. Like 5, when one topic, 5 standard set of acronyms are there. That in that 5 acronyms, try to fit the topic and get most of them. The first is historical part. The second is sociological part. Third is political part. And then it is international part. And the 5th one is economical part. This is standard. And cultural part also, it depends on the question. So probably I can give you an example. There was a question last year, it was asked like, is cyberspace a boon or bane? This was a question. So how you can start is, you can probably write an introduction. And then this historical thing, you can say, like before the cyberspace, reaching another place takes 10 days. And sending a letter or a telegram took so many days. But now, as gradually it's keep on settling, and you can reach a person from America within a second. So this is historical. Like, you have to cover it temporally. Like time scale also you have to cover. You have to start everything from ancient to modern. Like this is historical view. In political, it's a boon or bane. Probably take a balanced thing. So you have to write both things. So positives, political positives of the cyberspaces, the political leaders, they can easily connect with the people through the apps. So you can probably give an example of the initiative by a Prime Minister called Pragati, which is proactive governance and timely implementation, through which the Prime Minister sits in Delhi. He have a conference call with secretaries of all departments in the central government and also the chief secretaries of the state. So every month he is doing it. So probably every state people will get account into that. So some chief secretary of a state may ask that this scheme is doing good in your state. So how you are doing it? Or some secretary say that this is a problem. So, and Prime Minister also directly takes the state's opinion also. இந்த ஸ்கீம் உங்கள் ஸ்டேட்டில் ஒர்க் ஆகுதா எப்படி. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ப்ராப்ளி a positive thing. And another positive thing is people to people relations between the other countries. You can easily, political relations, you can easily, political leaders, they have a good relation through video conferencing, like hotlines has been introduced between India and US president. So whenever there is a problem, they can probably call them personally. So this personal touch will avoid most of the problems. So idella political things. On the negative side, what you can write is the same thing, the this connection loses some because the connections between people, like manipulation can be happening, like because you will be hearing the news of this paid news, and lot of elections are being manipulated by this social media post. So these are the negative things, some kind of negative things you can think like that. Whereas in economically positive things is like this recently this national agriculture market is being this a website. So there a person from the farmer from Tamil Nadu can sell his product to Punjab. Probably ஏன்னா அவர் வந்து if is selling only in this mandi in Chennai or some places, he'll be have to give it to the price that is prescribed by that mandi. But if this national agriculture market comes into the place, he can sell it to somebody who is giving him a good price. So in that way our agriculture sector gets improved. So that's a positive thing. And then like this lot of positive things you can write. On the negative side, what you can write is like then you can have this online transaction. Online transaction is another economically positive. This cash theft is reduced. Cash theft is reduced and you need not carry money here there. So these are the positive things. On the negative side, due to low cyber security infrastructure, this credit card informations are being compromised. Nearly this 32 million credit card or debit card information has been compromised recently. And then so like this negative things. Socially positive things is women safety related apps are used. This vehicle transportation apps are used. Then farmers can get to know about their places, the kind of crops they can grow through their apps itself. But on the negative side, it's this pornographic films. That is actually a cyber security problem. On the negative sides, you can use this. What the farmers is again affected because cyber security is not reachable to the persons who are illiterate, and most of the farmers are illiterate in our state, and already the excluded people will get excluded more. So this is the negative thing, again it is used. And like this you divide this into all the sectors. And ஒரு 1000 வேர்டு எழுதுறது கஷ்டம் அப்படின்னு நினைப்போம். But see, if you take this 5-6 topics, 100 words of each will suffice. 100 to 150 words is nothing. In each topic, 150 words is nothing. So this 150 words you can write. So probably 5 topics, 150 words is 750. And then conclusion 100 words, introduction 100 words is 950 to 1000 words. You can easily cross it. And if you write in this standard set, 90 marks is confirmed. 90 to 100 marks is confirmed for everybody. So nobody gets less than that because all know this trick of writing. Nobody gets less. But this 140, 150, this 30 marks difference comes in your novelty. How you novelly approach this. In the sector kulla neenga pudu points enna podringa. That gives you that extra 30 marks. So அந்த நீங்கள் 90 எடுக்கிறது 90 கீழே மோஸ்ட்லி யாரும் குறைய மாட்டாங்க. இந்த this structureல if you are writing, nobody will get less than 90. But the remaining 30-40 marks lies in your novelty. Like you have to start writing more innovative points in that. இந்த மாதிரி then probably have a balanced conclusion. For this essay, my conclusion was like every coin has both sides. So even the cyber security have both positives and negative sides, and it is up to us to use it more in positive manner than in the negative manner. We can probably conclude with that. That's it.
5 major vision that change the face of India. அப்படின்னா இப்போ நம்ம வந்து உங்களோட வியூ எப்படி இருக்கும், எப்படி டைம் மேனேஜ் பண்ணுனீங்க, எப்படி நீங்கள் வந்து என்ன சொல்கிறது அதிகம் எப்படி மார்க் ஸ்கோர் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படிங்கிறத நீங்கள் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிக்கலாம். புரியல, கொஸ்டின் புரியல.
இந்த கொஸ்டின் எப்போ கேட்டாங்க? 5 கேட்குறேன். ஓகே, ஜென்ரலாவா? ஐயோ கொஸ்டின்லாம் கேட்குறீங்க. 6 மாதம் ஆச்சு படிச்சு. ஓகே தெர் இஸ் யாரும் தனி இப்போ நான் கொஞ்சம் டாப் ரேங்க் எடுத்ததுனால நான் தனியாக டிஃப்ரெண்ட்டாலாம் எழுத போகிறதில்ல. எவ்ரிபடி ரைட்ஸ் த சேம் திங். பட் ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ட் ஆன்சர் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். இப்போது இஃப் யூ ஆர் ரைட்டிங், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இஃப் யூ டேக் திஸ் 5 விஷன்ஸ், if you are taking this 5 visions, you give that 5 visions which attracts the examiner. This 5 vision, like நம்ம என்ன வேணாலும் எழுதலாம், நீ நம்மளுக்கு நம்ம இந்தியா டெவலப் ஆகணும் என்ன வேணாலும் எழுதலாம். பட் the 5 visionsல if you are doing with agriculture is one sector which is very important. Rural development, Gandhiji said that the India lies in villages. So there this rural development will be a vision. And this nowadays this environment is taking a lot of prominence because this global pollution, ozone hole and those things. So probably this is one vision that India has to do. And then the next one you can take this caste hierarchy, which is social hierarchy, which is prevalent here. Even after reservation, Dalits are still in the lowest level of development. All reports they say that the lowest level of health indicators is only for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. So what is the purpose of giving reservation? The reservation is actually an affirmative action, but it is not affirmating the people who are there. And also it is only helping the creamy layer of that community. In every even in Brahmins, sorry, if you are taking any reservation community, even in Brahmins, though they are forward, they are open, there are a lot of Brahmins who are less affluent economically. But for them reservation is not there. So they are losing out. But இப்போ நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தெரியும், reservations are mostly utilized by the dominant communities all over the state. I say it's properly used by the and even this scheduled caste and scheduled tribe reservation, it is used by the city Dalits who are actually the second generation who studied there. So they are using it. So what you can do is you can go for an economical reservation also. This much of எல்லா காஸ்ட்லையுமே இவ்வளோ லெவல் ஆஃப் இன்கம் இருந்தால் they are not eligible for reservation. ஏன்னா it's not, at least you have OBC creamy layer where above 6 lakhs they are excluded. But think of SC, if he is earning 20-30 lakhs a year, what is the point of giving reservation to him? Already he is in a city, he is exposed to all kind of good institutions, good schools, good colleges, and again giving him a reservation, and you are making him equal to a person who is coming from a village Dalit who may be in the interior Tamil Nadu, and he cannot stand with a Dalit who is present in Chennai. So in the madri, then you can probably go for finally this military equipments, these things, because a kind of patriotism is also very necessary, right? So that you can, and you want India to be a military power, and also that should not be that India should be taken as an aggressor everywhere. We have to have the holder of the world peace. But whenever our national interest or the territorial integrity is being affected, we have to give it in the befitting reply. So in the madri, so these are proper structure, and that should have some humane approach, and it should be an issue which really burns. We need not want India to be a cyber superpower. That's okay, that is already thing, it's fine. But still, ஒரு முக்கியமான இஷ்யூஸில் இப்போ இந்தியா ஒரு சூப்பர் பவர் ஆனால், not only in terms of economical terms, this superpower, this development is not only in terms of monetary, it should be in terms of the reducing the inequality of people. You should not be like rich becomes richer and poor becomes poorer. It is the real development of India lies in how we reduce the inequality. Still, we are saying that we are the world's fastest growing economy, but still 35% of our people is below poverty line. So in the madri you have to say, and time management is very very important. For that this answer writing will come in so handy. இப்போ 20 question எழுதணும், 180 minutes is there, so probably you have to take 9 minutes for a question. But don't take 9 minutes for every question, ஏன்னா nobody knows the 20 questions accurately in mains. Maximum ஒரு 10 questions-க்கு தான் நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு best answer you can give. Okay, 10 question you can give a best answer, and for that 10 question give your maximum effort. You can probably take 10 minutes or 11 minutes for that question. ஒரு 2-3 questions-க்கு என்ன பண்ணாலும் ஆன்சரே தெரியாது. So for that question you leave it finally. So ஒரு 2-3 லைன் எழுது, அது ஒரு அந்த 4 கொஸ்டினை சேர்த்தே ஒரு 15-20 minutes-ல முடிக்கிற மாதிரி வச்சுக்கோங்க. So your focus should be on the questions which is more you know. நம்ம எழுதுகிற கொஸ்டின் 10-11 நிமிஷம் யூஸ் பண்ணோன்னா அந்த கொஸ்டினுக்கு ஒரு 7 மார்க் 8 மார்க் வந்தால் தான் நம்மளுக்கு பெனிஃபிட். அண்ட் ஜிஎஸ் நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கனாலே தெரியும் 110 120 தான் மேக்ஸிமம் மார்க். ஓகே, ஸோ ஒரு 10 கொஸ்டினுக்கு ஒரு 7.5 மார்க்ஸ் எடுத்தீங்க, 7.5 8 மார்க்ஸ் if you're getting, it's around 80. And the remaining 5 question ஒரு நேம் சேக் எழுதுனா ஒரு 2-3 மார்க்ஸ் if you are getting, it's 4 marks, like average type எழுதுனீங்கன்னா it's again 4 marks. So this 80 plus 5 is 20, that's again 100. So in the remaining 5 questionல ஒரு 2 question you don't know, leave it. And the remaining 3 question ஒரு நேம் சேக் ஏதோ எழுதுறப்போ 1 or 2 marks you'll get. So around 105 106 you'll land, that's a very good mark in GS. So இதுதான், ஆனால் 55% தான் எடுக்கணும். அதை வந்து நம்ம மேக்ஸிமம் எவ்வளோ எடுக்க முடியுமோ அதில் எடுத்துக்கலாம், அவ்வளோதான். டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் த்ரூ டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் யூல் கெட் அண்ட் கெட் குட் நாலேஜ். யூ ஸ்டார்ட் ரிவைசிங். அங்கே போய் யோசிச்சு ஆன்சர் எழுதக்கூடாது. எல்லா கொஸ்டினுக்கும் அங்கே யோசிச்சு ஆன்சர் எழுதுனா டைம் இருக்காது. நம்ம ஃபஸ்ட் லைன் எழுதுகிறப்போ செகண்ட் லைன் யோசிக்கணும். அந்த லெவல் ஆஃப் திஸ் அந்த இது தட் கம்ஸ் ஒன்லி த்ரூ ப்ராக்டிஸ் அண்ட் ஒன்லி த்ரூ ரிவிஷன். அது ஒன்றும் இப்போ சில பேர் இன்டெலெக்சுவல் அவங்களுக்கு தான் அப்படி வரலாம் கிடையாது. நார்மலாக எவ்ரி பீப்புள் கேன் கெட் ப்ரொவைடட். ஏன்னா I know persons from IIT not clearing this examination in 4-5 attempts, and people from a local government arts college clearing in the first attempt. So UPSC, when we come to UPSC, it's everybody is same. Okay, okay. Anga our sol.
ஹலோண்ணா, நான் 12th படிக்கிறேன், ஹியூமனிட்டிஸ் குரூப். 12th முடிச்சுட்டு டெல்லி யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் பொலிட்டிக்கல் சயின்ஸ் அப்ளை பண்ணலான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். என் ப்ரிப்பரேஷனை எப்போ ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலான்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க?
இப்போ நீங்கள் 12th கிளாஸை முடிங்க, சரியா? அதுக்கப்புறம் go to DU. DU is very good. DU you have this study circle and all, and DU is very good for political science also. Start preparing from that time, first second year. First at least enjoy 1-2 years of college.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Pratap. Hope you're doing good. I'm Deepak.
Yeah.
And hope you're right here after celebrating your birthday, so belated wishes.
Thank you so much.
And my question is straight and clear. So I'm just starting the preparations now from scratch. What would be your suggestion to me?
Like, if you're starting from scratch, you should start with NCERTs. So probably you should have noted this book list. You can start with the NCERT, and then before getting an NCERT, get this previous year papers. So before studying any topic, you start knowing what are the questions UPSC is asking. Then try, while studying, give more focus on the topics which UPSC asks more. So that is, finish your NCERT for the next 2-3 months, then go for the standard books. And within 6-7 months, you finish your syllabus at least once. Then you start revision again and again. Probably you can get the test series papers and you can solve at home, or you can get into an institute and there you can solve also. That is up to you. He is asking that vision mattu padcha poduma, you have to study. Vision, அவங்க வந்து இந்த மந்த்லி கம்பைலேஷன் they are giving, but still பேப்பர் படிக்க முடியலன்னு நினச்சிங்கன்னா அட்லீஸ்ட் இந்த எடிட்டோரியல் அண்ட் ஒப்பீனியன்ஸ் மட்டுமாவது படிச்சுட்டு தென் ஃபாலோ விஷன். ஓகே, ஏன்னா கொஞ்சம் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ, லைக் நம்ம கிளாஸ்லாம் போயிட்டு வந்தால் நம்மளுக்கு டைம் இருக்காது பேப்பர் படிக்கிறதுக்கு. பட் மேக் ஷுர் தட் யூ ஸ்டடி திஸ் ஒப்பீனியன் அட்லீஸ்ட். அது முடிச்சுட்டு யூ கேன் கோ ஃபார் திஸ் விஷன் கம்பைலேஷன் ஆல்சோ. தட்ஸ் இனஃப். டன் திஸ். Okay, can we come to the final stage of the examination? Yeah. Okay, done. Okay, personality test, and it is not an interview. It is called personality test, and the UPSC actually gives your knowledge has been adequately tested in both prelims and mains. What we are testing is the personality trait. And one thing that is different from prelims, mains, and the interview is, in prelims and mains, UPSC tries to eliminate people, because they are eliminating from 10 lakhs, they are selecting 15,000. And from 15,000, they are selecting just 2,900 or 2,800. But in interview, what they do is, they try to take people from that who will, according to them, fit to their service. There, your knowledge is not actually tested. You can probably say, don't know for even 9 questions out of 10 questions. But for the one question, if they check your personality, they'll give you more marks. Like, I know a guy who answered don't know for 15 straight questions. 15, literally 15 straight questions he told that I don't know. and he ended up with 202, which is a very good mark. Okay, so it is not like our interview that எடுத்த கொஸ்டினுக்குலாம் ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் இதுக்கெலாம் ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும்லாம் கிடையாது. ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு ஹாவ் அ குட் personal characters, and don't try to act or don't try to manipulate yourself, because they'll find the persons who are taking interviews experiences more than our age. It's double their age. Okay, so and also in that tension 5-10 minutes மேல நம்மள வந்து மறைக்க முடியாது. Somehow the thing will come out. Okay, and அது and first way of getting a good score in interview is filling your DAF properly. DAF is the detailed application form. After we clear the prelims, we'll be provided with the DAF by UPSC. So adula we have to fill all particulars like name, date of birth and those things. Adula நம்ம எதுவும் போய் சொல்ல மாட்டோம். There is a 3 column which is hobbies, the positions of leadership held in schools and colleges, and then this extracurricular activities like sports, NCC, NSS. And UPSC says that we don't need certificate. So what we do is we write everything. Road la cricket விளையாண்டு we say that Ranji Trophy player. So you easy-ஆ கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவாங்க UPSC. Like put hobby which you really do, or if you don't do a hobby, try to develop the hobby at least in 1 year. இல்லைன்னா ஒரு ஹாபியை போட்டுட்டு அந்த ஹாபியில் எல்லாம் சொல்கிற அளவுக்கு நமக்கு தெரிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு போடணும். லைக் ஒன் கை ஹி புட் பிளேயிங் கிரிக்கெட், he thought that nothing will be asked. But what the UPSC board this year, my friend, they asked, what is the physics principle difference between reverse swing and off swing? This was the question really asked. So plain ஒரு ஹாபி போடாதீங்க, you write something and don't put reading books. They'll ask some book if you read this. அவங்க படித்த புக்கெலாம் நம்ம படிக்க முடியுமா? So put very specifically. My hobby was like reading books on Indian election history, and 35 minutes 15 minutes of my interview went only with elections, and I prepared every questions in elections. Like they asked who is the first election commissioner, before electronic voting machine what was used as a voting device, and then recently there is an EVM controversy. EVM can be really tampered, and according to you what are the 3 milestones of Indian elections, and name some regional parties from Tamil Nadu. So these were the questions, and I expected every questions and I answered them. So in your DAF literally, ஏன்னா அந்த DAF அவங்க முன்னாடி அந்த DAF இருக்கும், அந்த DAFல இருந்தால் கொஸ்டினே கேட்குறாங்க. அடுத்து பொசிஷன் ஆஃப் லீடர்ஷிப், ஐ ஒர்க்ட் as a president for Center for Entrepreneurship in college. So then again 10 minutes went only through entrepreneurship. What is Skill India? What is Make in India? Why our youth are not going for entrepreneurship, they're going for jobs? ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி தான் உங்கள் டேஃபை ப்ராப்பராக ஃபில் பண்ணிடுங்க. உங்கள் பிளேஸ் ஆஃப் பர்த் நல்லா படிச்சுக்கோங்க. அடுத்து திஸ் எஜுகேஷனல் குவாலிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் அது ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது, அது வி ஹாவ் டு புட் இட் அண்ட் see to that you study those things also properly. I know a guy who is my friend, who is Abhishek. He's electronic EC guy. Okay, then one in the last then the interview they asked like how did you come to Delhi? He told by flight. Then you must have come across the metal detector in airport, right? Yes sir. What is the principle behind metal detector, how it works? And he told I don't know. Then okay, acha, I don't know metal detector, then how bomb detector works? இப்படிலாம் கேட்குறாங்க. Then they asked like one was a mechanical engineering guy, and they gave all the specifications. AC இப்படி இருக்கணும், seat இப்படி இருக்கணும், இந்த sheet draw a machine drawing in that. CAD-லேயே machine drawing வரைய முடியாது இதில் ஸோ இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் படிச்சுட்டு போங்க. பட் இன்ஜினியரிங் ஓகே, இன்ஜினியரிங் கூட கொஞ்சம் பரவாயில்லாம் படிச்சுக்கோங்க. பட் அந்த 3 columns you don't blabber. ஏன்னா that 3 columns is UPSC asking you to fill, and they are not choosing their hobby and asking you. So you are putting this I'm special hobby or this position of leadership or extracurricular, now you are having, which means that you have maximum interest in that while pursuing. So அதில் போயிட்டு எனக்கு தெரியலை அப்படின்னா it's not honest. And if you don't know a question, please say don't know. They'll not expect like இந்த சார் இது அப்படி சார், இது இப்படி சார், இது இப்படி வந்தால் that and all you don't know. Like sir I don't know, sorry sir, because it is a purposive conversation. The word is the purposive conversation, and conversation is between you and me. Like my friend is talking, like we need nobody's not like அவருக்கு தெரிஞ்சதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியணும் அவசியம் இல்லை. Like when I'm talking to him, he may know something that I'll ask like, I don't know, please tell me that. And he may ask something like, I don't know this, tell me that. This is the same thing that is happening there. But there, one people is sitting and 5 people are doing that job with a purpose. The purpose is selecting you to the job. It's just a conversation with a purpose. So this is the only way the interview goes. And interviews, like, your 80% of the effort of interview done only with your DAF. அதே மாதிரி டேஃபை பிளைனாக விடாதீங்க. சில பேர் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா ஹாபியே இல்லை, ஸோ புட் நத்திங் இன் பர்டிகுலர். பட் அது என்னென்னா போடுறது தப்பு இல்லை. என்ன பிரச்சனை ஆகும்னா ஒன்றுமே டேஃபில் இல்லை கேட்குறதுக்கு அப்படின்னா வாட் தே டூ இஸ் தே ஆர் சம்திங். இன்னைக்கு இந்த பேப்பரில் இது படித்தேனே அது உனக்கு தெரியுமா? அப்படி அவர் படித்த பேப்பர் நம்ம படிக்கலைன்னா ஹிந்துஸ்தான் டைமில் வந்துருந்துச்சே நீ படிக்கலையா அப்படின்னு கேட்டால் வாட் வில் யூ டூ? அந்த நேரத்தில் யூ கெட் டென்ஸ்ட். நம்மளுக்கு வந்து ஃபஸ்ட்டு கொஸ்டினுக்கு டோன்ட் நோ சொன்னால் டோன்ட் நோ சார் அப்படின்னு. இதே 15 கொஸ்டினுக்கு டோன்ட் நோனா அடுத்த கொஸ்டின்லேருந்து டோன்ட் நோ அப்படியே சவுண்டு கம்மியாகும். டோன்ட் நோ ஃபைனலாக 15th கொஸ்டினுக்கு டோன்ட் நோலாம் சொல்லி பாருங்கள், போச்சு அடுத்த வருஷம் தான் திருப்பி படிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நினச்சிட்டு டோன்ட் ஹேவ் தட் ட்ராகிங். லைக் நீங்கள் ஃபஸ்ட்டு கொஸ்டினுக்கு எப்படி டோன்ட் நோ சொல்கிறீங்களோ 15th கொஸ்டின் டோன்ட் நோனா அதையும் அப்படியே சொல்லுங்கள். தேட் ஷோஸ் யுவர் திங். ஏன்னா வி ஆர் அன் அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேட்டர். ஸோ வி ஹாவ் டு ஹேண்டில் ஆல் கைண்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி பிரச்சனை. அண்ட் ஆல்சோ தே செக் யுவர் செக்குலரிசம் த்ரூ தட். தே செக் தே வில் நாட் ஆஸ்க் யூ ஆர் யூ செக்குலர். நம்ம ஆன்சர் என்ன இருக்கும்? நோனா சொல்லுவோம். வில் சே வி ஆர் செக்குலர். பட் தே வில் செக் ஒன்லி த்ரூ த கொஸ்டின்ஸ். லைக் ஐ வாஸ் ஆஸ்க்ட் அ கொஸ்டின், யூ ஆர் ஃப்ரம் மதுரை, டெல் சம் அதர் ரிலீஜியஸ் சென்டர்ஸ் அப்பார்ட் ஃப்ரம் தமிழ்நாடு. ஸோ நம்மளுக்கு ரிலீஜியஸ் சென்டர்னோடனே எதுக்கு போகும்? டெம்பிள்ஸ் போகும். So we have there that spontaneity comes. You have to say that I covered, like, sir, I told Srirangam, Kanjipuram, and Velanganni, Nagur, and Chittanavasal, which covers Christian, Muslims, and Jainism. I was thinking about Buddhists that time. I don't find any Buddhist here. So in this way they check, and they were asking, and don't be very serious with your personality test also. Personality testல நீங்க நிறைய மார்க் எடுத்த எல்லாத்தையும் யோசிங்க. இப்போ நாங்கள் 70% மேலே எடுத்த எங்கள் எல்லாத்துலேயும் நீங்கள் கேட்டு பாருங்கள். ஃபார் எல்லாத்துக்குமே லைக் இஃப் த இன்டர்வியூ வெண்ட் லைக் அ கான்வர்சேஷன், லைக் ஜஸ்ட் அ டாக்கிங், தே ஸ்கோர்ட் மேக்ஸிமம் மார்க். அண்ட் ஐ வாஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பர்சன் டு கோ இன் டு தி போர்ட் ஆஃப்டர் த லஞ்ச் பை 2 o'clock. திங்க் ஆஃப் மை சுச்சுவேஷன். One person was literally sleeping. The chairman was asking the question and the second one was sleeping. And the chairman, he was asking for some 6-7 questions, and then he told, kelunga neenga kelunga. Like, then this guy, like, he don't know what to ask, and he asked him, okay, tell some qualities of civil servant. Simply like this he was asking. And then I finished with empathy, and he started with empathy. Empathy la ottu varadu, this world is very dangerous, and it went like that. Then he asked a question like, this world, this examination system is completely wrong. You are coming and sitting here, we don't know how honest you are. What is the purpose, he asked. Sorry sir, we have ethics paper in GS where our integrity and honesty is being tested. No, I will not accept. There you are memorizing and writing the questions. That is not an integrity. What else we are doing? அந்த டைமில் போயிட்டு அவங்களும் சீரியஸாக கேட்குறப்போ, சார் நோ, இஃப் யூ கிவ் மீ திஸ் ஜாப் வித் ஃபுல் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் ஐ வில் டூ வித் த கமிட்மெண்ட். எவ்ரிபடி நோஸ் தட் வாட் they must have seen lot of people. That was 89th day of my interview, was on 89th day. And you think of, they must have got all the answers. And that time I was like, okay, I'll say some humorous things like, we have to shift the burden to them. Sir, I have full confidence in the board which is before me, which will check my honesty and integrity through the purposive conversation for the next 30 minutes. Then they all, okay, acha beta, we'll move. It was like, they were laughing, literally they were laughing. And then my interview was like, and the question mudichittu, they were laughing, and then they gave the marks and they closed the file. And the next 15 minutes, summa avanga vaattikku edha kelli kettitu irundanga. And finally they asked me, what you are going to do? And they told her, okay gentlemen, your interview is over. Then they finally asked me, like, what you are going to do in the evening? Sir, probably I'll roam with my friends, maybe watching movies, I told. What movie? Sir, Bahubali 2. Yes. And then he told that, no, don't watch Bahubali 2. Bahubali 1 is good, go and watch that. And okay, thank you, sir. Okay, you can leave the place. So, generally, like, you have a conversation. Idha interview la poitu serious. It's not a interview, it's a personality. So 10 நிமிஷத்துல they'll check. உங்கள் marks are actually decided in the first 10 minutes. நம்ம நடக்கிற விதம், நம்ம வந்து உட்கார்ற விதம், அண்ட் நடிக்க முடியாதுல, ரொம்ப எப்படி கஷ்டம், ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். யூ கேனாட் ஆக்ட் லைக், அதுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய டேலண்ட் வேணும். 30 minutes ஒருத்தங்க ஆக்ட் பண்ணணும்னா. பட் மேக் ஷுவர் தட் ஒரு ரொம்ப ரேடிக்கலான திங்ஸ் எதுவும் வச்சுக்காதீங்க. நிறையா பேர் இந்த மார்க்ஸ் புக்ஸ் எல்லாம் நிறையா படிச்சுட்டு எல்லா வியூஸுமே அப்படியே அந்த லெஃப்டிஸ்ட் வியூலேயே இருக்கும். அந்த மாதிரி வேணாம். ஓகே, அந்த மாதிரி வியூ இருந்தாலும் ஒரு 1/2 மணி நேரத்துக்கு எப்படியாவது மறைச்சிக்கோங்க. ஸோ அதுதான் இன்டர்வியூவில். திஸ் இஸ் ஃபைனல். ஓகே, சலோ வில் ஃபினிஷ். எனிதிங் இஸ் தேர்? இதெல்லாம் எனக்கு ஃபஸ்ட்டு இட் ஸ்டார்டட் வித் யூ ஆர் ஜஸ்ட் 22, ஹவு கேன் ஐ கிவ் சச் அ ஹியூஜ் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி அட் திஸ் ஏஜ்? That was first question. Then second question was like, you are a president for Center for Entrepreneurship. Why youth are not going for jobs? You not going for entrepreneurship, they're going for jobs. Then you are an international relations student. What we should do to solve the India-Pakistan crisis? Then the next guy, the sleeping guy, he was like, this 4 qualities of civil servant, this examination system. Then அதான் எம்பத்தி அப்படின்னு குவாலிட்டிஸில் எம்பத்தின்னு முடித்தேன். The empathy is not, empathy, this world is dangerous. Empathy should not be there. Then I told this, no sir, empathy is needed because we'll be coming across a lot of people from different strata of society. So only a legal solution will not be a holistic solution. We have to give a moral solution also. So that will be very holistic. Then he told that no, okay, but still like civil servant should be like a Bhagat Singh. He asked. Okay sir, he should be Bhagat Singh who should be patriotic towards his country, but he should also have the qualities of Gandhiji. I was like, then the third, he was a Tamil person. He asked more about name some religious centers apart from Madurai. Then name some major ports of Tamil Nadu. Then he asked why Tuticorin is, which is handling more cargo, Tuticorin or Chennai? I told Chennai. Why Tuticorin is not developed? He said like the sea is very shallow there, so heavy ships cannot go in and come out. Then what is the solution? I told Sethu Samudram project. Then he asked what India is doing in Indian Ocean. What are the things? Because I'm an international relations student. So he asked like that. Then a lady member was there. She was like, your farmers came and protested in Delhi. What were their demands? I told them loan waiver. And analyze a loan waiver is a good solution. Tell from an economist point of view. Then name some, you are from an agriculture family. My father is an agriculturist, so it is written there. So he told that you are from an agriculture family. Tell some, as an administrator, what will you do to improve the agriculture of the country? Then the fourth member, your hobby is reading books on Indian election history. You ask more questions on Indian elections. Then he was like, suddenly I was answering every question, so he was like, he want to grill me. So have you read a book called Bottom of the Pyramid? I told I don't know. Otherwise don't know. Then who is the author, he asked. Sir, I don't know. Then no, this is very famous book. You have to know. That time you should not get tensed. Okay sir, I'll surely go and read. Can you take a guess on what this is about? He told. Sir, with the permission of board, can I take a guess? I told, okay, you can take it. Then I told that bottom of pyramid may denote lower strata of people are the poor people. You are absolutely right. Like then again the chairman, he asked like, then he asked about what is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax? I told that income tax is a direct tax, whereas service tax is an indirect tax. Then the chairman, then question went to chairman. The chairman was asking like, I am a rich, I am earning more. Why should I pay the government more? You are forcing me as an income tax. Sorry sir, I would like to differ from their opinion because it is not forcing, sir. Though the rich are earning by themselves, they got the resource from the society, the natural resource and all thing, and also they got the knowledge from the social mediums called schools and colleges. So it is a way of paying back to the society. And also a development of a country not only in terms of economic things, it should be on the reducing the inequality. A good developed country will be the country where the number of people is less. So it is this, a tax is also acting as a redistribution. So we are actually giving it to the government, and government is acting as a redistributing agency and distributing to the poorest present. So this way, that's it. You okay gentlemen, your interview is over. Okay, 4. Okay, all the best for everybody. And hope I did something helpful for you. I did not waste your time. And I wish everybody should come into the service next year. Probably I'll be very happy to get some colleagues, junior colleagues in the next year service itself. And this is easy, but be consistent. Don't take it as a very big exam. And this is not life. It's a part of life. Life is something different. And your real challenge starts after you clears. Clearing is not a challenge. Clearing is a little challenge. Clearing the examination, and after clearing you have a lot of things. That we'll discuss later. And particularly if you get a home cadre, it's more difficult also. So okay, all the best. You can note my mail ID if you want anytime. You can. It's pratapmurugan@gmail.com. pratapmurugan@gmail.com. So you can anytime mail me. I'll be very free. நீங்களாவது படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்க 2 மாசம் சும்மா தான் இருப்பீங்க. Nothing I'm doing. Okay, all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We have come to the final part of the session, and now it is time for vote of thanks. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for the event. Today, we got an opportunity to meet the Tamil Nadu state topper who cherished an ambition and knew the ways to achieve it in spite of all the hardships. Today, our chief guest gave insights on cracking the civil service examination with ease. Though UPSC is considered unpredictable, but his talk clearly revealed that he has thoroughly analyzed it. He insisted on keeping the sources minimum and giving importance to current affairs updation and regular revision. He emphasized on smart work and being consistent. Thank you, sir. We express our gratitude to the Principal Secretary to Government, Department of School Education, who has always been positive about his vision, the Anna Centenary Library. We extend our heartfelt thanks to the Director, Directorate of Public Libraries, Chief Librarian and Information Officer of Anna Centenary Library, and the District Library Officer for their support and guidance. We convey our sincere thanks to the Tamil Nadu Virtual Academy and the ACL team for giving an excellent coverage of the program and making it available on YouTube. We thank our dedicated colleagues, aspirants, and all others for their support and encouragement for making the program a success. Thank you, one and all.